What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories.
4TF. Chapter 76 Fighting Monkey D. Dragon. Report, Thor has left Alabasta. A Marine soldier was reporting to the officer. Huh, the Marine officer exhaled loudly, finally gone, why do you want me to encounter such a monster? Now you can send the message back to headquarters. Sir, why didn't we report the discovery of Thor, Amber to the headquarters as soon as possible? The soldier asked strangely. The officer slapped him on the head, you tiger. That's a monster that even celestial dragons dare to kill, Marine Admiral's hands are broken, and Marine heroes can't stop it. If we report it to the headquarters at that time, the headquarters will ask us to go delay, do you think I should go or not? If we go, we will definitely die due to Thor's cruelty. If we don't go, it will be disobeying the military order, and little people like us will not escape death. Do you think you are Admiral? The officer crackled a bunch of education. But aren't we Marines just? Don't they say justice will prevail? The soldier said doubtfully. Idiot, only those who win are righteous, and those who are not righteous will definitely win. I was like you at the beginning and didn't understand anything. Now you still have a lot to learn. ... It didn't take long for the Thor to arrive at the island agreed with the dragon. Amber landed on the island alone, and standing on the island was Monkey D. Dragon. You are finally here, Thunder God. Long said calmly. Okay, let's start then. Amber looked at the dragon with a solemn expression. Although she knew that this was not a life and death battle, the long-lost battle with a strong man of the same realm still made Amber's blood boil. The two of them looked at each other, but neither one made a move first, and the air seemed to become solemn at this moment. Amber's eyes became sharp, a momentum suddenly rose from Amber, and conquerors swept over her. Is he indeed worthy of being the fifth emperor of the sea? Long chuckled and also used conqueror's Haki. The two momentums collided with each other, causing the sky and the earth to change color, space to tremble, the ground to break, trees to shatter, and the momentum affected the entire island. Sure enough, dragons also have conquerors. After all, Luffy has conquerors. How could a dragon like Lousy not have conquerors? The potential for conquerors is inherited, and whether it can be awakened depends on the individual. It is obvious that Long, as the leader of the revolutionary army, has enough ambition and will to awaken the conquerors. ... As this, a collision of conquerors. I didn't expect that the leader and Thor both have conquerors. The dragon's men were shocked. They usually had no chance to see the dragon use conquerors. Aboard the Thor, Amber's conquerors is much better than the last time she played against Rayleigh. How strong has he become this year? Frankie exclaimed loudly. Zoro smiled lightly after hearing this, if he didn't even have this strength, then he wouldn't be the captain. ... Then, I'm going to take action. Amber's right fist was full of lightning, covered with emission, and wrapped with conquerors. She used all the skills she had learned in the past year as soon as she fired. Du Tien Shen Thunder Fist. He stepped hard on the ground, and the ground shattered instantly. In an instant, he came in front of the dragon and punched out. This blow, which was like the power of heaven and earth, made Long's face change slightly. His right hand condensed into a dragon's claw, refer to Sabo, and he stretched out to grab Amber's right hand. Bang, click, boom, boom. The fists and claws collided, and the surrounding space was instantly shattered. Space cracks appeared one after another, just like the scene when Whitebeard used shock fruit, a powerful airflow burst out, and black lightning appeared and disappeared. The airflow spread around, and the ground that had been broken by conquerors just now slowly turned into powder, and then the trees, stones, hills, and everything within 100 meters gradually turned into powder, leaving only nothingness. After more than 10 seconds of stalemate, Amber's right leg kicked out violently. Long simply jumped back to avoid and distanced himself. He flicked his robe with his right hand, and a gust of wind instantly formed and blew towards Amber, blowing Amber back again and again. The strong wind instantly formed a series of wind blades, and Amber instantly covered the armed defense. The wind blades hit Amber's body and made the sound of metal collision. The wind blade could not cause any harm to Amber, but Amber was still pushed back by the impact of the wind blade. A burst of blue light emitted from Amber's body, and she disappeared instantly, out of the range of the wind blade. The dragon's eyes became solemn, and then he jumped up instantly. When he jumped up, a big pit appeared in the original position. Amber teleported again and chased after him, using both fists and feet to attack continuously. Not to be outdone, the dragon quickly fought back. Both sides were like, started a fight with fists and kicks. The place he passed was a mess, with ravines everywhere. After the battle lasted for tens of seconds, the two sides exchanged blows and distanced themselves. You are worthy of being the leader of the revolutionary army. Many people speculated that you only have quasi-admiral strength. Facts have proved that you definitely have admiral strength. Amber praised. Quasi-admiral strength. Long had a question mark on his face. What kind of division of strength is this? I have never heard of it. It's just a term coined by some teasers, don't worry about it. Now, the warm-up battle is over, I'm going to get serious. Amber said seriously. As the fierce battle just a warm-up. As expected of the god of thunder. Long praised, and then his expression became solemn. 20 million volts Thor. Bursts of thunder appeared on Amber's body, her hair and eyebrows all turned purple, her eyes flashed with lightning, Her hair stood up slightly, mysterious patterns appeared on her face, her body was covered with black patterns, and her whole body was filled with thunder and lightning. Imagine it like Sikong Junkai, but with clothes on. During a year of training on Ruskana Island, Amber integrated the weapon color with the original Thunder God mode, greatly enhancing the power of this move. What is this move? Long was shocked by this powerful aura. Amber opened his right hand, and a thunder spear appeared in his hand. Then he began to continuously strengthen and compress the thunder spear, and the head of the spear emitted a dazzling white light. Thor's spear. Amber threw the thunder gun fiercely, and the thunder gun instantly transformed into a beam of light and struck the dragon. Dragon suddenly felt something bad, and immediately controlled the surrounding wind power to form wind walls. Not enough. The muscles on the dragon's body swelled instantly, transforming into a muscular man, but immediately shrank back to their original size. Dragon power. This is a move created by Long that can develop the body's potential and maximize the use of body power. Long put his hands together and made the turtle-style Qigong gesture to welcome the attack of the Thunder God's spear. Chapter 77 Fighting Monkey D Dragon Part 2. Interesting for you. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 249. 62. 83. Thor's spear is coming. The wind shield's defense is amazing, but it still can't stop Thor's spear. Thor's spear instantly broke through the wind walls and approached Long's hand. Thor's spear was like hot iron meeting butter, instantly piercing Long's right palm, and even piercing Long's right shoulder, leaving a bloody hole. Can't you defend against this? What a powerful move, Long praised. Thank you for the compliment, but this alone is not enough to defeat you. Amber didn't believe that the number one enemy of the world government had such little strength, and Long didn't use his fruit ability from beginning to end. What exactly is Long's fruit? But what is certain is that it must be related to the wind. Amber thought to herself. Of course. Long smiled faintly, stretched out his right hand, and his eyes condensed. The two wounds that were bleeding just now stopped immediately, and then the wounds began to heal slowly, just like Wolverine's self-healing ability. This should be some kind of move similar to the life return in Marine 6 styles. You guessed right. I'm going to be serious next. Long said lightly. I'm looking forward to it. Amber smiled Kaido. A storm immediately erupted from Long's body, sweeping around. With Long as the center, obstacles within a range of hundreds of meters were blown away. The wind blew on her face. Amber squinted her eyes, staring at the center of the storm, and vaguely saw a giant dragon with its wings in front of it. This giant dragon is different from Kaido's Eastern dragon form, but a blue, winged Western dragon. This is Long's Devil Fruit, Zone Dragon Fruit Fantasy Beast Wind Dragon form. Roar. The wind dragon roared, then spread its wings and waved, and an endless storm attacked Amber in an instant, almost blowing Amber away. Then the wind dragon swooped down, and its huge dragon claws slammed towards Amber. Amber clenched her right fist and faced it. Bang. Before she could hold on for a second, she was slapped away by the wind dragon. Amber flew backwards, leaving a long groove on the ground. Zone's physical fitness is really too great, Amber thought secretly. Before Amber stood up, the wind dragon swooped down again, opened its mouth, and spit out countless wind blades. The breath of the wind dragon. Amber immediately teleported away, and the wind blades bombarded the ground. Each wind blade left a deep mark on the ground, and the wind blades penetrated all the way underground. If you look closely, you will find that these wind blades have been deep underground for hundreds of meters before disappearing. The power of the wind blades can be imagined. The wind dragon turned a corner and the dragon claws attacked again. I am immortal, who is afraid of me in a head-on confrontation? Amber jumped up instantly, punched out, and fought directly with the wind dragon head-on. Every collision caused a huge impact, causing damage to the island again and again. There was no intact place on the entire island. Naval Headquarters, Marineford. What? The Thunder God and the Sora pirates who disappeared for a year have reappeared. Is the news accurate? Okay, I understand. Sengoku received a message from the Alabasta Marine branch. It's troublesome, I didn't expect the Thunder God to appear again. What is his purpose? Will he make another big move? Sengoku said sadly. Ha ha ha, that Thunder Kid is really unwilling to be lonely. He appeared again so soon. Garp laughed heartlessly. Garp, you still have the nerve to say that. If you hadn't let Thor escape last time when you had a 2-on-1 advantage, how could there be so many things happening now? Sengoku said angrily. Hey, how can you blame me entirely? I tried my best to intercept him, but you don't know how troublesome that kid's speed is. Garp retorted angrily. Vice Admiral, the staff officer next to him, calmly took a sip of tea and said, I don't think so. Oh, Sengoku looked over doubtfully. Thor was able to go to the New World a year ago, so why didn't he go? In the past battles between Thor, the main force was Thor himself, and his companions were very weak and could hardly give him any help. The strength is completely insufficient to challenge New World. He probably took his companions to practice during the year when he disappeared. Now that he appears again, it shows that he thinks that his companions are strong enough. Next, the Sky Shadow Pirates will not stay in the first half of the Grand Line for long. Their next target should be New World. We don't need to take any action at this time, just wait quietly for Thor to go to the New World and fight the 4 emperors to defeat both sides. Then we can reap the benefits. Crane Vice Admiral calmly stated his analysis. I hope so. Sengoku sighed and said helplessly. The reappearance of Thor was then reported to the 5 elders of the world government. The celestial dragons hate Thor with all their heart. The battle between Amber and the dragon continues. After their fists and dragon claws collided again, the two separated again. Next, let's do the last move, Amber said calmly. Okay. Fenglong just replied with one word, then opened his mouth to gather strength and dived down again. The breath of the wind dragon. This time it was not a simple wind blade, but a huge storm. Countless wind blades rotated in the storm, full of the aura of destruction. Before the attack even landed on Amber, Amber felt the huge power of the blow. Amber can completely avoid it by teleporting, but it's not necessary. Putting his hands together, he made a classic move of turtle-style qigong. His right hand continuously condensed thunder and lightning, and then blasted it out suddenly. Thunder penetration wave, a continuously rotating thunder blasted over. The storm and the thunder collided together, like two drills, fiercely confronting each other. Boom. The space at the center of the confrontation between thunder and storm suddenly shattered, and a black crack appeared. Looking through the crack, there was endless nothingness and silence, without a trace of light, only despair. The huge gravity sucked in both the storm and the thunder, and it took 3 or 4 seconds for the black crack to disappear. Oh my god, what is that? What a terrible battle. Even cracks in the space were created. Is this really a level that humans can reach? People in the distance exclaimed in surprise. Let's call it a tie. I have seen your power, and you are worthy of your title of the most vicious criminal in the world. Amber released the Thor mode and said with a smile. The dragon also changed back to his human form. You are indeed a very powerful ally. Afterwards, the two left their contact information and boarded the boat separately. Amber, where are we going next? Nami looked at the record pointer and asked in confusion. Next stop, let's go to the Fishman Island. Although the Thor can fly over the red line and go directly to the new world, there is something in the Fishman Island. Chapter 78 Go to the Fishman Island. After a week of flying, Thor finally flew over the calm belt and reached the Sabayati archipelago. I drove the Thor to GR number 13 with ease and found Shaki's tavern. Little Amber, it's been so long. Shaki was sitting on his seat drinking wine. He saw Amber and said hello. Yo, Amber, you have finished practicing. Rayleigh, who was reading the newspaper, also put down the newspaper. Long time no see, you too. Amber ordered a glass of wine skillfully. You are here to prepare for the new world. That's right, so I want to ask Uncle Rayleigh to help with the coding. After all, I can only trust Uncle Rayleigh's craftsmanship. Amber gave a small compliment. Ha ha ha, you really know how to talk. Okay, leave the coding work to me. Rayleigh laughed and agreed. Then Amber took Rayleigh to the place where the Thor was docked. Uncle Rayleigh. Everyone on the boat saw Rayleigh and said hello in surprise. Everyone, long time no see, everyone seems to be in good spirits. Oh, where's Brooke? Rayleigh responded first, and then asked strangely without noticing Brooke. Brooke returned to Twin Heads to be with Laboon. After all, he has been waiting for so many years just to see Laboon again. Amber explained. That's good, we have a good home. Okay, let me see your ship. Rayleigh said and started to check it out. A boat this big would take about a week to coat. Rayleigh concluded. Then it's up to Uncle Rayleigh. By the way, Uncle Rayleigh, is there still slave trading in the Sabayati archipelago? Amber suddenly asked. You kid wants to do it again. Rayleigh laughed dumbly. Anyway, there are so many hours in a week, and nothing is idle, so why not kill more garbage? It stopped for a while after you massacred in 1GR, but during the year you were practicing, slave trading quietly started again. I don't know the specific location and time. You have to ask Shaki. Rayleigh answered. After getting the answer, Amber teleported directly to Shaki and bought a lot of information. Everyone found a secluded residence and prepared to stay here for a week. I'm going to send all the pirates, bounty hunters, and slave traders who captured slaves to hell. Are any of you interested in going with me? Amber took out a stack of information and asked. Captain Idiot, you are so high profile, aren't you afraid of attracting Marine? Perona asked nervously. Don't worry, if Marine doesn't come with Admiral, it's more or less a gift to us. Even if Admiral comes, 2 of them have to be dispatched at the same time to pose a threat to us. Sengoku is a smart man, and he won't do anything in vain. I wish we could go to the new world and fight to the death with the 4 emperors. Amber said, I'm going to kill every one of these disgusting scum. Zoro was the first to speak. I'll go too, Nami also said. In the next few days, the 3 Ambers massacred the pirates, bounty hunters, slave traders and even the Marine who assisted the slave trade in the Sabayati archipelago. They killed heads and rivers of blood. For a time, the slave trade in the entire Sabayati archipelago was forced to stop, and no one dared to offend the 5th Emperor of the Sea, Thunder God, Amber. Naval Headquarters, Marineford. Thor God, can't you go to the new world honestly? Sengoku shouted angrily. Thunderboy did a good job this time. Garp said with a smile. Garp, that guy from Thor killed Marine as well. Sengoku looked solemn. Those scum deserve to be called Marine. Garp said disdainfully. Sengoku was speechless. Sengoku, you should know that there is nothing we can do to defeat the Thunder God. Without Admiral, many Marines would die. Even if you and Garp go to the Sabayati archipelago at the same time, you still can't defeat the Thunder God. So, Crane Vice Admiral persuaded. Sengoku was silent for a while. I will write on the death reports of those Marines, fight Thor bravely and die gloriously. A week passed quickly, and Rayleigh completed the coding work. Amber and her gang got on the Thor. Uncle Rayleigh, Shaki, we have to go, goodbye. Amber shouted at the bow of the boat waving her hands. Be careful all the way. Rayleigh responded, raising a hand in the air. With the help of the 3 sea beasts, the Thor slowly entered the water. What kind of fame will that kid make in the new world? I'm really looking forward to it. Rayleigh burst out laughing. The Fishman Island is located 10,000 meters under the sea in the holy land of Mariajoy. It is the only place to reach the new world. Everyone on the bottom of the sea looked up, and the sun shone down, giving off a colorful scenery. What a beauty! Seeing this beautiful scenery, the little girls who love beauty couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. With the descending current, the Thor slowly sank. After an unknown amount of time, without encountering any accidents, the Sky Shadow Pirates finally successfully arrived at the Fishman Island. Wow, is this the underwater paradise? It is indeed a dreamlike paradise. There is actually air, sunshine and sky here. What an incredible and wonderful landscape. This is a 10,000-meter deep seabed. There are a lot of mermaids and fishmen over there. Everyone in the Sky Shadow Pirates group, who had never seen such a sight before, exclaimed in surprise. Stop. The guards of Dragon Palace stopped Amber and others. To enter the Fishman Island, you must register, otherwise you will be arrested by the Poseidon army of the Dragon Palace Kingdom. No one dares to resist. You must know that this is the territory of Whitebeard, one of the 4 emperors, the strongest man in the world. A long time ago, the Fishman Island was a lawless land. Poachers even openly captured slaves on the streets of the Fishman Island. King Neptune could do nothing about it until one day, Whitebeard planted his flag on the island. The Fishman Island was declared his territory, and under his protection, the Fishman Island was able to survive in a prosperous manner. No one dared to openly challenge Whitebeard's majesty, and those poachers only dared to do it secretly and silently. But Amber knew that Whitebeard was about to die, and the Fishman Island would become a lawless place again. Chapter 79 The Fishman Island. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 697. 174. 232. After a simple registration, Amber and others entered the Fishman Island. It took about half a day for the record pointer to store full magnetic power. After Amber and his party left, the guard who looked cold just now immediately collapsed on the ground. I didn't expect that the 5th Emperor of the Sea, Thor, Amber, would actually appear on the Fishman Island. We have to report to King Neptune quickly. The guard immediately took out the phone bug and reported to Neptune. What? Okay, I understand. Neptune hung up the phone with a look of horror on his face. Father, what happened? Shark Star, the eldest brother of the 3 Poseidon brothers, asked with a confused look on his face. Thor appeared on the Fishman Island. Neptune said with a heavy face. What? The 3 Poseidon brothers all exclaimed loudly. What to do now? Such a monster. If someone offends him, the entire the Fishman Island might be destroyed because of this. Neptune looked melancholy. Father, the god of thunder, probably not. Our Fishman Island is protected by Whitebeard after all. No matter how good the god of thunder is, he still, the 2nd Emperor said with luck. Don't be stupid. Who is Thor? Even the celestial dragons are ruthless people who will kill them whenever they want. Before he finished speaking, Neptune interrupted him, and Whitebeard is too old. Old man, Thor will definitely have a fierce confrontation with the 4 emperors this time in the new world, so why would he care about Whitebeard? Damn it. Why don't we, the Fishman Island, have strong people, so that we won't be bullied all the time? Kai Shing said angrily. Father, I have read the information about Thor. He is not killing innocent people indiscriminately. Instead, he is a warrior who frees slaves. Last time he made a big fuss in Sabayati Archipelago, among the slaves he freed were from the Fishman Island. Mermaid, Shark Shing analyzed calmly. Oh, where is she? Come find her quickly. Maybe she can talk to the god of thunder. Call Jinbe and let's go meet the god of thunder together. Neptune immediately gave the order. Yes, the 3 Poseidon brothers responded. Walking on the street, it is not uncommon to see all kinds of strange fishmen. However, Amber and others have seen many strange races in the Sabayati Archipelago, and they are quite used to it. The girls actually had a great time shopping. At this time, a group of fierce people stood in front of Amber. You are the so-called Thor. The leader, a tall and thick man, asked, his tone full of disdain. Are you looking for trouble? Amber thought to herself. Unexpectedly, there are pirates who don't care that this is Whitebeard's territory and openly attack here. It's no wonder that the pirates who can reach here are not arrogant people. They compare themselves to the 4 emperors. In their eyes, even one piece will be theirs sooner or later. These pirates will only realize the cruelty of reality when they actually face the 4 emperors, but the person in front of them is unlucky, and they actually take the initiative to provoke Amber. Yes, I am the god of thunder. What can I do for you? Amber said with a smile. The god of thunder, who is known as the 5th emperor of the sea, is such a pretty boy. Ha 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 ha. The strong man said with a smile without any scruples. Ha ha ha. The pirates he brought also followed their boss and laughed crazily. The movement here immediately attracted other people on the street. Isn't that the captain of the giant bear pirates, the bear, Ryak, who has a bounty of 200 million belly? How dare he do it on the Fishman Island? A pirate exclaimed after recognizing the strong man's identity. Who is he going to challenge? Oh my god, it's Thor, Amber with a bounty of 1.6 billion Baileys. Since Amber disappeared for more than a year, the pirates who were watching did not discover Amber's identity immediately, but soon some pirates with good memories exclaimed. What? Thor? Didn't he disappear? Why did he suddenly appear on the Fishman Island? Since I am lucky enough to meet such a big shot. Giant bear, Ryak is so bold. He actually dares to provoke the god of thunder. The pirates screamed in surprise when they heard Amber's identity. Oh, did I disappoint you because I'm a pretty boy? That's really embarrassing. So what is your purpose? Amber continued to say with a smile. Everyone in the Sky Shadow Pirates also looked like they were watching a good show. Lousy's goal is to kill you. You just killed the celestial dragons, and you were lucky enough to escape the pursuit of the Marine Admiral. You are not worthy of the reputation of the 5th Emperor of the Sea. Lousy wants to replace you. Quote exclamation mark quote. Giant bear, Liu Kei said arrogantly. That's right, only our boss deserves this title. Our boss is a man who will definitely become the Pirate King. The pirates of the Giant Bear Pirates shouted in coordination. Amber, do you want me to help clean up this garbage? Zoro said calmly, holding the knife. I'll do it myself. Amber refused, and then approached Giant Bear, Ryak. If you want to kill me, then show me what you are capable of. Damn it, you dare to look down on our boss, let's all come together. The pirates of the Giant Bear Pirates shouted and wanted to come together. Stand back, Giant Bear, Luke shouted violently. But boss, this is Lousy's challenge, don't get in Lousy's way. Do you want to challenge it alone? It seems that this guy with well-developed limbs is a real man. Amber looked at the behavior of Giant Bear, Ryak, and immediately had a good impression, and started to think of recruiting a younger brother. This kind of person with well-developed limbs, simple mind, and no thoughts is the most suitable to be a younger brother. After all, the Sky Shadow Pirates are now connected. How can the 4 emperors compete for supremacy with less than 10 people? It is not enough for the 4 emperors to be strong enough, they also need to have huge forces. Whitebeard and Kaido are both huge in power and have countless underlings. Even Luffy in the original book has 5,000 underlings. Then come on, let me see if your strength can support your ambition. Amber raised her fingers towards the Giant Bear Ryak. Stop looking down on people, Thor. Roar. The Giant Bear Ryak roared fiercely and instantly transformed into a 5-meter-tall giant bear. Go to hell. The Giant Bear Ryak's paw slammed towards Amber. Amber just stretched out a finger, and the Giant Bear Ryak's paw was blocked. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't move forward even half an inch. Is this the strength you rely on? Amber said with a chuckle. A-hole. The Giant Bear Ryake was so angry that his face turned red, he retracted his paws, and rushed forward. With this little strength, just lie down for me. Amber disappeared in an instant, then appeared behind the Giant Bear Ryak, raised her foot and kicked him away. The Giant Bear Ryak slammed into the ground, causing a large crater of more than 10 meters in the ground. Amber used emission, but the Giant Bear's thick-skinned defense had no effect at all, and he fainted the moment he was kicked. Boss, are you okay? The pirates of the Giant Bear Pirates rushed to the pit to check on their boss. Amber slowly approached the pit, and the pirates immediately opened their hands to block Amber. Thunder God, what do you want to do? If you want to kill the boss, kill us first. Chapter 80 Dragon Palace City. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 437. 109. 146. How dare you stop me? Are you ready to risk your life? Amber's expression became serious and she released a little conqueror's shock. Thor, come on. We will never retreat. Although the pirates of the Giant Bear Pirates were unsteady under the influence of conquerors and almost fainted, they still insisted on blocking Amber's front. The atmosphere at the scene became extremely solemn, and people on the whole street did not dare to make a sound, quietly waiting for the Emperor's final judgment. Forget it. Amber suddenly turned around and left. Wait a minute. Suddenly a voice came from the bottom of the pit, and then, Giant Bear, Ryak limped out. Boss, are you okay? The pirates immediately surrounded him, wanting to check on their boss's injuries. Ahem, I'm fine. The Giant Bear Ryak coughed twice, clutching his chest and looking very weak. I woke up so quickly. It seems that a pirate who can complete the first half of the Grand Line is quite capable. Amber praised, although this was related to Amber releasing water from the Pacific Ocean. Thor, why don't you kill us? There is no reason for you to let go of someone like me who dares to offend you. The Giant Bear asked in confusion. I admire your courage or arrogance very much. What do you think? Do you want to join me and become a pirate group under my command? The Giant Bear Ryak looked very hesitant. This Giant Bear Ryak was actually recruited by the God of Thunder himself. It seems that Thor's target is the 4 emperors of New World. The people watching nearby started talking quietly. After some hesitation, the Giant Bear Ryak walked up to Amber step by step, and then bowed formally. Boss Amber, thank you very much for your mercy. I am willing to lead the Giant Bear Pirates to join you. Boss, the members of the Giant Bear Pirates looked very surprised and wanted to dissuade them. Needless to say, I have already decided. If you are willing, you can join the Sky Shadow Pirates with me. If you are not willing, you can quit now. Before the pirates could finish their words, the Giant Bear Ryak interrupted. We will follow the boss to the death. The members of the giant bear pirates immediately expressed their loyalty. Very good, you will be part of my fleet from now on. Amber said with satisfaction. Amber then ordered the giant bear Ryuk to recover from his injuries. Dear Lord Thor, our King Neptune heard that you came from afar and specially prepared a sumptuous dinner in the palace. I hope you can come. A fishman guard wearing armor walked over slowly, then gave Amber and others a big salute and spoke very respectfully. Amber, are we going? Nami looked at Amber and asked. We don't know that, King. There is no free lunch in the world. Maybe this is their trap. Perona said suspiciously. This gentleman really likes to joke. Our king really invites you all sincerely. When the fishman guard heard this, he was so frightened that he broke into a cold sweat and quickly explained. Then let's go. Anyway, no one in the Fishman Island can stop us. Let's go and get to know the famous King Neptune. The only uncertainty is that the Dragon Palace city seems to be full of seawater, and most of us those who are capable can easily be caught in one fell swoop. Even if it is a trap, they will definitely not think that the flaws of my devil fruit have been removed by the system, if they dare to take action. Hee, Amber thought to herself. Then, everyone followed the Fishman guards to the entrance of Dragon Palace City. Mr. Amber, please take this. The guard handed over a pink object. This is. Bubble coral is a tool that can create bubbles. Dragon Palace City is filled with seawater, and humans must be in bubbles to get there. Transparent bubbles separated from the coral, surrounded by Amber and others, and they passed through the waterway connecting the Fishman Island and Ryugu Castle. Through the transparent bubbles, watching the colorful fish outside at a quiet distance is much better than watching Amber in the aquarium in her previous life. What a beauty. What a beautiful castle. It would be great if I could live here. Everyone in the Sky Shadow Pirates exclaimed again and again. Everyone finally arrived. I saw a row of people standing at the door. Wow, I didn't expect that the stupid captain would become so popular now that even the king would come out to greet him in person. Perona said exaggeratedly. Amber is so majestic. Chopper's eyes glowed with gold as he looked at Amber with admiration. A tall and muscular male mermaid came to the crowd. Welcome everyone from the Sky Shadow Pirates to Ryugu Castle. I am the king of the Fishman Island, Neptune. Then, Neptune pointed to a tall, blue-skinned fish man and introduced, this is the sea hero Jinbe. I, Jinbe, have met Mr. Thunder God. Jinbe said a simple hello. King Neptune, thank you very much for inviting us to Dragon Palace City. Amber, the captain, stepped forward and answered. Where? We should thank Mr. Thunder God. I have heard that Mr. Thunder God saved a mermaid from our Fishman Island in Sabayati Archipelago. Then, Neptune waved to the crowd, Barbara, come up quickly and say thank you to Lord Thor. A beautiful mermaid came over, bowed and thanked. Thank you, Lord Amber, for saving my life. This mermaid is the female mermaid that Amber saved when she caused a big fuss in the Sabayati Archipelago last time. It turns out it's you. You're welcome, I just did what I thought was right. Those evil slave trades, I don't think anyone with a conscience will allow them to exist. Ms. Amber is so humble. After everyone exchanged a few polite words, the atmosphere was obviously good. Neptune turned sideways and extended his hand to invite. Everyone, please come in, the dinner is ready. Then he led everyone into Dragon Palace City. After entering Ryugu Castle, everyone in the Sky Shadow Pirates was a little disappointed, because Ryugu Castle was very beautiful outside, but a little lacking inside. Everyone sat at the seats prepared in advance and began to eat. King Neptune, the food in your Dragon Palace City is really delicious. Amber grabbed a big lobster and gnawed on it while praising. As long as Mr. Thor likes it. Neptune responded with a smile while drinking. Chapter 81 Hai Sha Jinbe. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 315. 79. 105. Lord Thor, what do you think of the Fishman Island? Neptune suddenly asked. The Fishman Island. It's very nice here. The home of fishmen and mermaids, a paradise under the sea. Amber answered casually, then came over alertly, you don't think I have any thoughts about the Fishman Island. You want to destroy the Fishman Island, so you treat us with delicious food, right? Your Excellency Thor, we are overthinking it. Neptune looked very embarrassed, because that's what he thought. After meeting you, I realized how ridiculous my idea was. Your magnanimity and magnanimity are beyond our imagination. How could you take this little the Fishman Island into your eyes? Don't worry, you should know my past deeds. I am a good person with a just heart, sympathy for the weak, and a disdain for evil. I will not take action against you the Fishman Island. Amber boasted. Ha ha ha, stupid captain, you are so shameless. Perona burst out laughing. Why can't I shut you up with all the delicious food? Eat it. Amber quickly stuffed a big CK into Perona's mouth to gag it. Ooh, ha ha ha, everyone laughed at Amber's funny behavior. Neptune and everyone in Dragon Palace City secretly breathed a sigh of relief after hearing Amber's words. An emperor would not lie to them about such a thing. The dinner ended with the host and guest enjoying themselves. After everyone had eaten and drank, King Neptune had official business and left first. The three brothers Jinbe and Poseidon accompanied the Sky Shadow Pirates on their behalf. I have heard of His Excellency Thunder God a long time ago, but I have never had the opportunity to meet him. Jinbe said. Jinbe, the Fish Man, is the guardian of the Fishman Island and a former member of the Sun Pirates. After the death of Fisher Tiger, he joined the 7 warlords of the sea in order to protect the Fishman Island and became the new guardian of the Fishman Island. A god whose fame is as high as that of King Neptune, he is good at water fighting and fishman karate. The famous sea hero, Jinbe, I am also very familiar with it. Amber also replied politely. Ha ha ha, if I had met Thunder God earlier, I might have started a fight with Thunder God. After all, the legend of Thunder God, Shichibukai Killer, is still circulating in this sea. Jinbe laughed and joked. It's all the friends on the road who give me face. ... Amber and Jinbe were chatting happily. Can I ask Mr. Thunder God a question? Jinbe suddenly became serious. Boss Jinbe. The 3 Poseidon brothers next to them looked at Jinbe's appearance, guessed what he wanted to ask, and nervously wanted to stop him. You want to ask about the dragon pirates? Amber interrupted with a faint smile. It is rumored that all members of the dragon pirates died at your hands. I would like to ask why. After all, as the guardian of the Fishman Island, I cannot remain indifferent to the death of my companions. As soon as Jinbe's words came out, the air in the scene seemed to freeze. Everyone in the Sky Shadow Pirates immediately became alert. Zoro's hand was already on the knife handle, and Nami's arm was ready to elementalize at any time. The 3 Poseidon brothers were so frightened that their mouths opened wide. Because he deserves to die, Amber said lightly. You should know the evil dragon's hatred for humans. He went to East Blue and acted arrogantly in East Blue, humiliating and killing humans wantonly. In fact, these things have nothing to do with me. The most important thing is that he hurt my partner, so I electrocuted the entire dragon pirates into coke. So, do you want to avenge the evil dragon? Amber looked at Jinbe and said casually. Amber, who doesn't even take the 4 emperors seriously now, how could she care about a mere Shichibukai? Jinbe stared at Amber closely with a serious expression. Boss Jinbe, you must calm down. It was the evil dragon who hurt the Thunder God's companion first, and he will suffer the consequences. Shark Star hurriedly tried to persuade Jinbe. Boss Jinbe, you have to think about the millions of companions on the Fishman Island. Huang Xing and Kuei Xing also said quickly. Your Excellency Thunder God, I want to ask you for advice. I wonder if it is okay. This is my personal opinion and has nothing to do with the Fishman Island. I also hope that Your Excellency Thunder God will not anger the Fishman Island. Jinbe straightened his face, his tall body coupled with that already ferocious face, the atmosphere at the scene became more solemn. Jinbe is not challenging Amber because of the death of the dragon pirates. Amber is known as the 5th Emperor of the Sea. After going to the New World, he will definitely conflict with the current 4 emperors, and one of the current 4 emperors, Whitebeard, he is the benefactor of the Fishman Island, and it is Whitebeard's protection that makes the Fishman Island peaceful. Jinbe wants to repay the favor. For the sake of Whitebeard's father, he must test Thor here first. Boss Jinbe. The 3 Poseidon brothers shouted at Jinbe. Please tell me, are you sure? I don't know the importance of what I do. If I'm not careful, Amber said with a sneer. Even if I die in your hands, I will never complain. I am determined to die. Then do what you want. Amber shrugged and said very casually. He really doesn't pay attention to Shichibukai, he just doesn't know how Sengoku will be worried if Shichibukai dies again. If there is anyone in Shichibukai who can fight with him, then there is no one else except Hawkeye. Maybe Hancock's sweet fruit ability can pose a threat to Amber, but now that Hancock is his, will he still attack him? This place cannot tolerate our fighting, please come with me. Then Jinbe took Amber and others to an open space full of gravel. Among the 3 brothers of Poseidon Star, Shark Star quickly asked his 2 brothers to notify Neptune. He himself stayed here to see if he could get off Jinbe. In the open space, Jinbe took a fighting stance. He is very confident about fighting on his home court. Even if he is not Thor's opponent, there is still no problem in protecting himself. He could fight Ace on the ground for 5 days and 5 nights without deciding the outcome. Your Excellency, I am about to take action. Random. Murloc Karate 5000 Wa Shoken, Jinbe quickly impulsively punched in front of Amber. Amber just raised her right hand lightly, turning it into a palm and blocking it in front of her. Bang! Water splashed from Jinbe's fist, but it was easily blocked by Amber. Then Amber shook hard, and Jinbe immediately stood up and flew backwards, leaving 2 deep marks on the ground with his feet. Jinbe put his hands together and made a gesture similar to turtle-style qigong, and a column of water condensed in his palms. Murloc Karate Gun Wave, a huge spinning water column emitted from Jinbe's palm. 50 million volts, divine punishment. Amber raised her right hand, released a lightning bolt several meters wide, and faced it. The lightning instantly broke the water column, spread along the water column, and hit Jinbe. Jinbe rolled on the spot, narrowly avoiding the thunder and lightning. The lightning struck the ground violently, turning the area into a ruin full of cracks. Chapter 82 Battle with Jinbe. Interesting for you. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 557. 139. 186. Is this all you have the ability to do? Amber said calmly. I can still fight. Jinbe stood up and said seriously. Akara Soa's fist. Jinbe punched forward fiercely, but nothing happened. What is that fat fish man doing? He's not crazy, is he? Perona complained at the side. No, this trick is not that simple. Zoro replied. Waves of air began to appear in the space in front of Jinbe, and an invisible energy attacked Amber. Bang! Amber raised her right hand and punched Chi Jin hard, breaking the Chi Jin with one punch. Then Amber quickly rushed in front of Jinbe and started punching her continuously, all at once. Ola ola ola. Punched dozens of times. Jinbe was beaten so hard that he had no choice but to cross his hands in front of him and withstand Amber's attack. Finally, Amber whipped Jinbe's waist directly, kicking Jinbe backwards and hitting the ground hard, stirring up a cloud of dust. Boss Jinbe. Shark Xing hurriedly wanted to step forward to check. Don't go up and interfere with their fight. Zoro said calmly, holding the knife in front of Shark Star. You, ahem, I'm fine. I saw Jinbe standing up tremblingly, his body already covered with large and small scars, but Jinbe is a whale shark, even among ordinary fishmen whose physique far exceeds that of humans, he is still the best. Armament Haki's protection can still withstand such an attack from Amber. Of course, this is related to the fact that Amber doesn't use much force. If Amber is serious, she can knock down Jinbe with one punch just like Kaido killed Luffy with a stick. The gap in combat power between the Emperor level and below is so outrageous. Your Excellency possesses such great strength at such a young age. It really puts me to shame, but it is not enough to defeat me easily. Gun wave Gunyu. Jinbe fired countless water bombs in an instant, and then added another water column. This attack was not enough for Amber. Amber was too lazy to defend herself and let the attack hit her. Jinbe also knows that these attacks are useless, so these are just feints and the real attacks will come later. Jinbe rushed forward immediately, retracting his fist to gather strength, and then punched out. Emloculent Karate. Secret Art. Takeru Ikon. Amber's eyes became sharp. In Jinbe's original work, he used this move to knock Bigmom into the sea with one blow. Although it was a sneak attack, there is no doubt about the damage of this move. Clenching his right hand, lightning flashed in his hand. Dutian Shen Thunder Fist. He punched out violently, his fists colliding together, and a powerful airflow instantly exploded and hit the surroundings, and then quickly spread to other areas. Everyone watching had to cover their eyes. On the other side, the Dragon King's palace. Father. Jinbe old Yamato Thunder God is fighting. Emperor Star and Cartoon Star finally found King Neptune. What? I just left not long ago, why did we start a fight? Could it be that Thor went back on his word and attacked the Fishman Island, so Jinbe stopped him? Neptune looked shocked. It's not that Thor went back on his word, it was boss Jinbe who took the initiative to challenge Thor in his own name. Why? Jinbe is not such a reckless person. It seems to be because of the evil dragon thing. Rumble. At this time, the entire Ryugu city began to shake violently, and the aftermath of the battle between Amber and Jinbe finally reached here. Hurry up and stop them. Neptune hurriedly shouted, and then followed Emperor Star to the location of the battle. In a pink room in the Dragon Palace, a shell slowly opened a small mouth due to the vibration. What happened outside? Is there another person who wants to take my life? Father. Brother. I'm so scared. A female mermaid who was much larger than Neptune murmured with tears. Mishman Street. The dignified king of the Fishman Island, the sea god Neptune, actually came to the door to greet a human in person. He really lost the dignity of the Fishman Island. How can such a person be qualified to be the king of the Fishman Island? A fishman wearing a hat, with fierce eyes, sharp teeth, pale skin, and looking very similar to the Fishman dragon said viciously. Boss. This time is different. That person is the fifth emperor of the sea, the legendary god of thunder. The Fishman brother next to him reminded carefully. Shut up. Low-level humans are low-level humans after all. I will kill him. Then he grabbed a handful of red capsules and stuffed them into his mouth. As long as I have this, I will definitely become the king of the Fishman Island and lead the Fishman Island to become the center of the world. Ha ha ha. The Fishman's eyes turned blood red, and his eyes were full of madness. Boom. Snap. Jinbe's fist collided with Amber, and before he could last for a few seconds, he was knocked away by the powerful force contained in Amber's fist. Amber was still taking advantage of the situation, and the lightning in her hand gathered again, and then released it. Swish. Boom. The lightning hit Jinbe's body fiercely, and Jinbe's whole body was charred black. Hoo-ha, hoo-ha, hoo-ha. Jinbe, whose body was charred by electricity, stood up again, gasping for breath. Jinbe was almost at his limit. Although he knew the gap between him and Amber, for some reasons, people sometimes had to keep fighting. Next, use the last blow. Single quote. Jinbe thought to himself. A large amount of water vapor began to condense in his hand, and then he threw it over like a shoulder throw. Shui Shin Hai Lu Chuan Sha. A huge wave spun and rushed towards Amber. Bang. The huge wave submerged the place where Amber had just stood, swallowing up everything. Boss Jinbe. 1. Huang Xing wiped his eyes vigorously and said in disbelief. This is simply unimaginable. Chuan Che Xing opened his mouth wide, looking stunned. Amber has won, Zoro said with a smile. The people of the Kongying pirates also smiled. 100 million volts discharge. A hand was placed on Jinbe's shoulder, and then a voice came. When? Jinbe wanted to turn his head in surprise, but his observation Haki could not sense when Amber arrived behind him. Unfortunately, it was too late at this time. The lightning in Amber's hand flashed instantly, covering Jinbe. Chapter 83 Hody Jones. Jinbe was shrouded in thunder and lightning. At such a close distance, Jinbe had no time to dodge. He was hit by an electric shock of 100 million volts. Even his strong whale shark body could not bear it. He immediately fell to the ground and fainted. Boss Jinbe, the patron saint of the Fishman Island, one of the 7 warlords of the sea, was actually defeated by Thor so easily, which surprised Shark Star. Seeing that the battle was over, Shark Star could no longer bear it and rushed forward immediately. I control the power, so Jinbe won't die so soon, Amber said calmly while looking at the panicked Shark Star. Ahem. Sure enough, as soon as Amber finished speaking, Jinbe woke up after being shaken twice by Shark Star. I lost this challenge, Jinbe said weakly. Boss Jinbe, are you okay? The injury is too serious, I may not be able to hold on. Shark Star, you must listen attentively to what I am going to say next. This is a fair fight, but my skills are inferior to others. If I die, tell me no one in the Fishman Island is allowed to avenge me, it would discredit my honor as a man. Jinbe didn't want his death to affect the entire the Fishman Island. He was still thinking about his responsibilities when he was dying. Jinbe was such a stubborn fish man. Boss Jinbe, I know, I will definitely fulfill your last wish, Shark Star said sadly. Who said Jinbe is going to die? Isn't it rude to say such a thing in front of our ship's doctor? Right, Chopper, Amber said with a smile. Yes, someone is injured. Find the ship's doctor quickly. Where is the ship's doctor? Where is the ship's doctor? When Chopper heard Amber calling him, he immediately held his head and anxiously looked for the doctor. Aren't you the ship's doctor? Everyone complained loudly. That's right, I'm the ship's doctor. Chopper finally came to his senses and quickly ran to Jinbe with his small medical kit and started to check it out. The injury is so serious. It must be treated immediately. Chopper immediately began treatment. After some treatment, Jinbe's injuries were finally under control and his life was saved. Jinbe, Neptune came here with a group of Dragon King troops. Boss Jinbe, are you injured? Who did it? We will avenge you. Jinbe's reputation in the Fishman Island is similar to that of Neptune, and he is very popular. When the Dragon King army saw the injured Jinbe, everyone was filled with indignation. What's the point of revenge? I'm not dead yet. Even if I die, my skills are inferior to others. I don't need you brats to avenge me. That would be a disgrace to me. Jinbe immediately interrupted the group of people, and then looked at Amber cautiously. Seeing that Amber still looked calm, he secretly breathed a sigh of relief. He was afraid that the words of the Dragon King army would anger Amber. Thank you, Mr. Thor, for showing mercy, and thank you Dr. Chopper for your help. You will be our forever friends in the Fishman Island from now on. Neptune hurried over to cover. Where? It's a doctor's job to save lives and heal the wounded. B*************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************$$ $$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$ $$ $$ $$ $$$$ $ $ $$$ $ $$$$ $$$$$$$$ $$$ $$$ $ $$$ $ $ $ $$$ $ $$$$ $$$ $$$ $$$ $$$ Chopper, who was thanked, was normal at first, but then his old habits started to show up again. Amber nodded lightly. Then, in order to apologize to the Sky Shadow Pirates, King Neptune warmly invited Amber and her party to stay in Ryugu Castle for a few more days. Amber thought there was no rush to sail anyway, so she agreed. Fishman Street. Fishman Street is a large place where orphans are adopted on the island. However, due to management reasons, the atmosphere of Fishman Street has become very bad, and it has become a place to accommodate illegal groups. But there are also many heroes who have come out of here. Fisher Tiger, the founder of the Sun Pirates, Jinbe the Seaman, etc. all came out of Fishman Street. Hody Jones was born in the most chaotic early days of the Great Pirate Age. As a child, he witnessed humans arbitrarily destroying, slaughtering, and abusing their Murloc tribe. He was also influenced by the residents of Fishman Street who hated humans, especially the evil Murloc dragons. Share Tiger died out of hatred for humanity's selfish behavior and became an absolute racist. Shark Star commented on Hody Jones, "This is a man who grew up in the hatred and anger of the fish people. Neither the lives of his compatriots nor the lives of human beings were regarded as trivial in his eyes. To achieve the goal, he will do whatever it takes, extremely cold-blooded and ruthless. Even towards those fish and mermaids who are close to humans, he feels that they have tarnished the honor of the race, and he will kill them all without mercy." By stealing the dangerous drug ass hidden in the jade box, Hody Jones became the veritable boss of Fishman Street. He also secretly arranged a traitor in Dragon Palace City, preparing to overthrow Neptune's rule over the Fishman Island in one fell swoop, and become the new king of the Fishman Island. More than 10 years ago, King Neptune's wife, Princess Odahime, was also killed by his assassination, which made the people of the Fishman Island hate humans even more. At this time, Hody Jones was sitting in the boss's position in Nose Arc on the Fishman Island, looking down at his subordinates. "How's the contact with Vanderdecken going?" Hody Jones asked calmly. Reporting to the boss, Van der Decken has agreed to our joint plan. Kaido, the Fishman boy said respectfully. Very good, very good, ha ha ha, the position of king of the Fishman Island will be mine soon. Hody Jones plans to join forces with Vanderdecken to use the power of the target fruit to throw the captured human pirates into Ryugu Castle. They were forced to open the gate of Ryugu Castle on the condition of regaining their freedom, and took the opportunity to lead their men into Ryugu Castle, capturing King Neptune, his 3 princes and Princess Shirahoshi in one fell swoop, and then under the scrutiny of all the residents of the Fishman Island execute Neptune, take the opportunity to change the dynasty, and seize the kingship of the Fishman Island from Neptune. Originally, Hody Jones's plan was not implemented so quickly, but as the king of the Fishman Island, Neptune actually knelt down to a human being, which completely offended Hody Jones's sensitive and inferior racial sense of honor, so he never wanted to do it again. Unable to bear it anymore, he immediately implemented his plan. Poor Hody Jones, the frog in the well, has never been to the sea and has never seen how big the outside world is. Hody Jones simply doesn't understand what the Sea Emperor means, nor does he know how powerful they are. He only felt that as long as he had the poison in his hand, he could kill the thunder god Amber and establish the majesty of the Fishman Island. If one pill doesn't work, just 2 pills, 10 pills, 100 pills. As long as he takes enough drugs, he will kill even the 4 emperors. But he didn't understand that he would die miserably. Chapter 84 Shirahoshi. Interesting for you. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 801. 200. 267. On this day, Neptune once again warmly entertained the Sky Shadow Pirates. Everyone sat at the dining table and started eating and drinking. Well, King Neptune, who was sitting on the main seat, hesitated to speak. King Neptune, didn't you say that we are friends of the Fishman Island? If you have anything to say, just say it, no need to hide it. Amber said with a smile as she destroyed a big lobster like a storm. Yes, Your Excellency Thor will always be a friend of the Fishman Island. Neptune said overjoyed. Thor himself said that he is a friend of the Fishman Island. So in the future, if someone or force wants to invade the Fishman Island, they will have to think carefully about it. Do you have enough weight? Oh, that's it. I also have a daughter named Shirahoshi. She is very cute and charming, but since she was 6 years old, she has been pestered by a man named Vanderdecken X. Vanderdecken is a fish man who has eaten Paramesh's target fruit. Anyone he touches will become his target. He can accurately throw everything he touches at the target he sets. Shirahoshi accidentally touched his hand and became his target. Quote. At first, Vanderdecken X would send love letters to Dragon Palace City at most once a week. Later, it even turned into a threatening proposal. I sent Shark Star to lead troops to arrest him, but he still escaped. After that, Vanderdecken X often threw various weapons to attack Shirahoshi. I had no choice but to let Shirahoshi hide in the hard-shell tower to prevent Shirahoshi from being hurt. Quote. 8 years have passed like this, and Vanderdecken has still not been captured. Shirahoshi has also stayed in the hard-shell tower for 8 years. Neptune told Shirahoshi's experience with a serious look on his face. He actually fell in love with a 6-year-old girl and used force to force her. This Vanderdecken is really a scumbag. After hearing this, Perona immediately jumped up and cursed. Lord Thor, I want to ask you to save Shirahoshi. She is so innocent and cute. She should not live such a dark life. With that, Neptune bent down deeply and bowed to Amber. Your Excellency Thor, please save my sister. I am willing to do anything to repay your kindness. Shark Star next to him fell directly to the ground and begged. We are willing to do anything, please save our sister. After Huang Xing and Kai Xing looked at each other, they lay down on the ground and begged without hesitation. Captain Idiot, you must find that scumbag and teach him a lesson. Perona clenched her fists, looking angry. Amber, Shirahoshi is so pitiful. Let's help her, Nami begged. Okay, I didn't say I wouldn't help. Why are you so anxious? Amber looked at the 2 anxious girls with a look of helplessness on her face. Really? That's great. The 2 girls jumped up and high-fived in celebration. Thank you so much, Mr. Thor. As long as you take action, Vanderdecken will be brought to justice. Neptune said with excitement. The 3 Poseidon brothers also hugged each other excitedly. Shirahoshi is lucky on the other hand, her father and brother really love her. Before that, can I go meet Shirahoshi? Of course, Shirahoshi also needs to thank Lord Thor in person. Neptune agreed without much thought. Then, Amber followed Neptune to Shirahoshi's hiding place, the hard-shell tower. Neptune took Amber to the hard-shell tower. I saw that the entire hard-shell tower was covered with weapons of all sizes, and the walls were also covered in scars. Neptune stepped forward and opened the door, only to see darkness inside. After Amber came in, he immediately closed the door tightly. Who? A delicate voice sounded in the darkness. Amber could clearly sense a huge creature, even bigger than Neptune. This must be Shirahoshi. Shirahoshi, it's the father. Neptune said softly. The entire space lit up instantly, and what appeared in front of him was a female mermaid more than 10 meters tall, with pink hair and a long pink tail. One hand was bigger than Amber's entire body. She is very beautiful and charming. In Amber's opinion, only Hancock who ate the sweet fruit can compete with her in appearance. Father, I'm so scared. Shirahoshi immediately threw himself into Neptune's arms and cried like a child. If you ignore her huge body, Shirahoshi is indeed a teenage girl. It's okay, Shirahoshi. Father is here and he will protect you. Neptune comforted Shirahoshi. Ah, who are you? Shirahoshi, who was crying, turned his eyes to Amber, who was standing behind Neptune. Hello, Shirahoshi. Amber smiled and waved. Come, Shirahoshi, my father will introduce you to me, this is the god of thunder. Thor, Shirahoshi repeated cutely. Shirahoshi, Lord Thunder God is here to help you. He will defeat Vanderdecken. Shirahoshi, after Lord Thunder God succeeds, you will no longer have to hide in this small hard-shell tower. Really, Lord Thor, are you here to help me? Thank you so much. Shirahoshi became excited when he heard Neptune's words and said excitedly. Shirahoshi, you can just call me Amber. Yes, I will help you. Amber said with a faint smile. Amber, can I call you that? Shirahoshi said hesitantly. Of course, I am a friend of the Fishman Island, so I am also your friend. Friends should call each other by their first names. Neptune next to him was dumbfounded for a moment. He had called him Lord Thundergod for so many times, but the god of thunder did not let him change his words. Instead, it was his precious daughter, as soon as they met. Amber then started chatting with Shirahoshi. Shirahoshi laughed out loud at Amber's jokes, completely ignoring his old father Neptune. Ha ha ha, Amber-sama, you are so funny. Shirahoshi laughed happily. Neptune looked at Shirahoshi, who had not been very happy since his mother's death, smiling so happily and feeling very happy in his heart. Neptune, let Shirahoshi go outside. Amber suddenly made this suggestion. What? Neptune was startled, and then said worriedly, Lord Thor, Van der Dyken is still outside. He will throw weapons over to attack Shirahoshi at any time. Neptune, since you entrusted me, you should believe me. If I can't resolve the attack of a small Vanderdyken, what qualifications do I have to sail on this sea? Amber said lightly. Chapter 85 Beat Up Vanderdyken. In a dark sea, a bald sea monster was playing with a small sea kings out of boredom. At this time, a dilapidated ship appeared behind the bald sea monster. Poseidon. A disgusting voice came over. The bald sea monster turned his head in confusion. No reply yet. Princess Shirahoshi's reply. Not yet. Captain Dakin. The owner of the disgusting voice was none other than Vanderdecken Ix, the culprit who threw weapons at Princess Shirahoshi. I've been waiting for so many years, and it's all the fault of the abominable Neptune. It's so heartbreaking. We obviously love each other so much. You must not be with another man. You are mine, Princess Shirahoshi. Ha 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 ha. Vanderdecken laughed crazily. Then he took out a giant axe and threw it into the distance. The target was none other than Princess Shirahoshi. Lord Amber, come here quickly. The scenery here is so beautiful. Shirahoshi, who had never been outside a hard-shell tower, shouted excitedly when he saw the beautiful scenery reflected by the sun. Shirahoshi, I have never been so happy as today. I, the father, am sorry for her. I failed to protect her mother, my wife, and I also failed to protect her properly. It was my father who did this. What a failure. Neptune looked at the happy Shirahoshi and complained about himself. Amber was about to say something when she suddenly sensed an object moving quickly. Amber disappeared instantly, and when she reappeared, she already had a giant axe in her hand. It must be him. Vanderdyken. Neptune shouted angrily. Well, it seems it's time to close the net. Amber felt the remaining breath on the giant axe, instantly opened her inner net, and sensed the direction in which the giant axe was flying. Originally, Amber had never met Vanderdecken. No matter how powerful Amber's knowledge and network were, it was impossible to find someone she had never seen in the vast sea of people. Now Vanderdecken himself came to her door. Where is it? The pirate ship. It turns out to be here. Found. Amber yelled. What? Found it? Could it be Vanderdyken? Neptune asked in surprise. That's right. I'll go over and catch him now. After saying that, Amber disappeared instantly and teleported towards Vanderdyken's position. In a remote corner of the Fishman Island. Stupid Hody Jones. Do you think I will really cooperate with you? Also the king of the Fishman Island. Your vision is so narrow. But I am different. As long as I get Shirahoshi and Poseidon, this world is all mine. Ha 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 ha. Van der Decken disdainfully tore into pieces the letter sent by Hody Jones's men. The letter said that Van der Decken should come to meet up. Today is the time to implement the plan. My dear little Shirahoshi, let me say hello to you again now. With that said, Vanderdecken took out a knife and wanted to throw it out. Is it fun? A voice suddenly sounded behind Vanderdecken. Of course. Who? Vanderdecken answered the question out of habit, then immediately reacted and asked in horror. Me. Amber crossed her arms and appeared in front of Vanderdecken. Who are you? Why do you appear here? Vanderdecken asked angrily. You don't need to know, you just need to know that you will die today. Amber said lightly. A-hole. It doesn't matter what you do, go to hell. After saying that, Vanderdecken angrily threw the knife in his hand towards Amber. Amber didn't even look at her. Before the knife even got close to Amber, it was electrocuted and turned into charcoal. Isn't this interesting? Killing you so quickly is really no fun. After saying that, Amber teleported in front of Vanderdecken and punched him, making his face dented. Bang! Vanderdecken slammed into the wall. Ah, it hurts. UB******************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************* Poseidon, come out quickly. Captain, I'm coming. A dull voice came over, and then a huge figure passed through the protective cover of the Fishman Island. The bald sea monster, which is 100 meters tall, really gives people a very shocking feeling. Kill that guy for me, Vanderdecken pointed at Amber and ordered. Yes, Captain. The bald sea monster responded, and then waved a fist as big as a house and hit Amber. Too slow. Amber dodged with a light jump. The fist of the bald sea monster hit the ground, immediately making a big hole, and the surrounding area shook instantly. Lightning-style Chidori sharp spear. Amber instantly condensed a long lightning sword in her right hand, aimed at the bald sea monster's arm and chopped it down vertically. Ah! With a scream of pain, the bald sea monster's entire right hand was cut off. It's not over yet, Chidori-sanban. Amber shortened her lightning sword, then swung it out, and instantly hundreds of lightning-hidden weapons flew towards the bald sea monster. Swish, swish, swish. One after another, the hidden weapons passed through the bald sea monster's body, and the bald sea monster instantly became riddled with holes, with less than 30 holes on the head alone. Plop. The bald sea monster fell to the ground powerlessly. Poseidon. B*********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************$*$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$ $$$ $$$ $$$$ $$ $$$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ $$ and countless weapons of all kinds were thrown out. Amber walked over slowly, not even bothering to defend herself, letting the weapons pass through her body. What kind of monster are you? Vander Decken asked tremblingly. I'm your father, lie down. Amber punched Vander Decken in the face, and Vander Decken fainted instantly. Take it back and let Neptune and the others deal with it. ... Pata. Amber threw Vander Decken in front of Neptune like throwing away garbage. Father, who is this person? Why did Amber hit him? Shirahoshi asked in confusion. Yes, absolutely yes, this guy is that B**************** D Vander Decken. Neptune seemed extremely excited. Shirahoshi, this person is the bad guy who has been attacking you. What? It's him. It turns out to be a bad guy, and he looks so ugly. Humph. You can do whatever you want with him, but let me make it clear first, if he escapes again because of your kindness, I don't have time to clean up for you, Neptune. Amber said lightly. Yes, I will definitely deal with him properly. ... Ryugu Castle, the gate. What's going on? Why hasn't Vanderdecken come yet? Can't he even tell the time? What a loser. Hody Jones cursed angrily. Boss, what should we do outside now? Never mind, we'll fight our way in. With the killer drug, I don't need that loser. Chapter 86. Dragon Palace City attacked. Hey, what do you see there? A fishman guard from Dragon Palace City looked at the dust rising in the distance and asked his companion strangely. Let's see. That's a pirate. Another guard picked up the telescope and looked at it, and saw hundreds, thousands, and countless pirates rushing towards us with all kinds of weapons. Invasion. Pirates have invaded Ryugu Castle. Hurry up and sound the alarm. A loud siren sounded throughout the entire Dragon Palace City. Kill. Hurry up and find the switch of the door. The pirates soon arrived at the gate and started fighting with the Ryugu Castle guards. No, there are too many pirates. Requesting support. Requesting support. The guards at the gate alone cannot stop so many pirates. Soon, all the guards of Ryugu Castle fell to the ground, and the pirates pressed the switch. Ha ha ha, these lowly humans are doing a pretty good job. Hody Jones smiled coldly. ... What's going on? The alarm is going off. Invasion. Someone invaded Dragon Palace City. Hurry up and provide support. We must not let the invaders reach Dragon Palace City. You must hurry up and inform your father. The three Poseidon brothers who were in Ryugu City immediately heard the alarm and quickly organized a resistance. ... In the hall hosting the Sky Shadow Pirates. What happened? Nami asked strangely as he saw the entire Ryugu City in chaos. Who knows? There couldn't be a fire. Perona responded boringly. This is the bottom of the sea. Why is there a fire? If you want to know what happened, don't you just go out and take a look? Zoro complained speechlessly. Then let's go out and take a look, Nami said, taking out the huge bubble coral that had been prepared in advance. What a big coral. Nami, how come you have such a thing? Chopper asked strangely. Amber gave it to me, just in case. Nami replied. A huge super bubble emerged from the coral, isolating all the water in the surrounding space. Then everyone found the three brothers from Poseidon. Excuse me, what happened? Nami asked strangely. Shark Star quickly explained to everyone. Let's guard Ryugu Castle and help. To thank everyone for the hospitality they have given us. Nami immediately offered to help. Is that really okay? Thank you all so much. Shark Star said excitedly. These are Thor's crew. Definitely very strong. Then everyone rushed towards the gate. ... Hody Jones has breached the door and is working his way inside. Everyone, hold on. His Royal Highness Prince Shark Star will definitely come back to support us. The captain of the Dragon Palace City Guard team cheered. Yes, don't even think about going in, I will stop you even if it costs your life. Bastards. Get out of here. The guard team was encouraged and unleashed a powerful fighting force, which really blocked the pirates here for a while. Ha ha ha. A cold laugh came over, and the pirates made way for one after another, and Hody Jones and his Fishman brothers walked out slowly. You are. Seeing a Fishman appear in the pirate team, the team leader was very confused, and then he remembered, you are Hody Jones from Fishman Street. Hody Jones, why are you here? The squad leader asked angrily. Do I need to say this? I planned this invasion. That guy Neptune is no longer qualified to rule the Fishman Island. I am the new king of the Fishman Island. Ha ha ha. Hody Jones was arrogant. To express his ambitions. Stop dreaming. The Fishman Island will not accept the rule of people like you. As long as we are here, you can't even think about going there. The team leader shouted loudly. Stop me, do you really think you can do it? Hody Jones smiled coldly, took out a poison and threw it into his mouth. His eyes instantly turned blood red, and his muscles began to swell. He waved his weapon, the trident, and rushed into the guard team. None of the Fishman guards were enemies of Hody Jones, and they all became the dead souls under Hody Jones's trident. It comes to an end as Hody Jones pierces the heart of the guard captain. Boss is so strong. Hody Jones and his fellow fishmen cheered for him. It's you. Hody Jones, what did you do? B asterisk 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 D. Everyone finally arrived at the scene. Shark Star looked at the corpses on the ground and asked angrily. Nami accidentally saw the mark on Hody Jones's arm and was stunned for a moment because the mark was exactly the same as the dragon's mark. I didn't expect that you, who originally belonged to the Neptune army, would be the mastermind of the invasion. Hody Jones, you shameless guy. The minister of Ryugu City next to him could no longer hold back his anger and began to curse. I joined the Neptune army just to learn fighting skills and become stronger. Thanks to you, I can become stronger, ha ha ha. Then, Hody Jones' expression changed. You high-minded guys don't even care about living the life of a bottom fisherman. Quote. The ambition of the evil dragon. We are the new fish man pirates who inherited his will. And the evil dragon finally died in the hands of a human, and that human was the god of thunder. You said you inherited the ambition of the evil dragon. Nami lowered her head so that no one could see her expression. She slowly walked out of the crowd, her tone unusually cold. Nami. Chopper looked at Nami, who was completely different from usual, and wanted to step forward to ask. Let her go. She has a grudge to settle with these fishmen. Zoro put his hand on Chopper's hat to stop his movement and said calmly. Human, you are the companion of the god of thunder who killed the dragon. What do you want to do when you stand up? Do you want to die? Hody Jones crossed his arms and looked like he didn't take Nami seriously at all. I'm asking you a question. Give me an honest answer. Nami sped up and came to Hody Jones, grabbing Hody Jones's head, before he could react. At this time, he slammed it to the ground. Chapter 87 Nami's Hody Jones. Interesting for you. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 881. 220. 294. Bang. With a huge noise, Hody Jones' head was hit hard on the ground, and the floor instantly shattered. Everyone was stunned for a moment. Is this Nami? She looks completely different from usual. Frankie held his head, looking in disbelief. That fish man who looks like a dragon made Nami angry. Robin was indeed the person who had spent the longest time with Nami on the ship. He knew Nami very well and could guess Nami's thoughts instantly. Nami-chan. Kanis looked at Nami worriedly. Nami, let me. The most impulsive Perona wanted to rush forward to help. Wait. Zoro stopped her. You stupid green algae head, why are you stopping me? Perona yelled angrily. This is Nami's battle, and it is also a battle to completely break the painful memories of the past. We just need to believe in her. Perona still wanted to struggle, but Zoro easily suppressed it. B asterisk 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 D human being. Hody Jones said in pain, holding his head. Human woman, what are you doing? Do you want to die? Hody Jones's fishmen cursed one by one and wanted to step forward. Get out of here. Hody Jones stood up slowly, covering his bleeding head, and yelled. But, boss, the fishmen were all at a loss. I want to deal with this human being myself, stand down. Yes, the Fishman brothers did not dare to disobey anymore and quickly retreated. Judging from your reaction, you seem to have a grudge against the dragon. Let me guess, your important person must have died in the hands of the dragon. Hody Jones said with a sneer. You just said that you inherited the will of the evil dragon. Nami said coldly. Ha ha ha, that's right, I am the new fish man who has inherited the will of the evil dragon. You low-level humans are just slaves of our noble fishmen. When I rule the Fishmen Island, I will lead the fishmen. The island's army attacks your human kingdom and turns all humans into slaves of the fishmen. Hody Jones laughed maniacally. No, you will die today. Hody Jones' laughter stopped immediately and his eyes widened with a sullen expression. Human, you don't think that you can defeat me by successfully attacking me. I will not die today, but it is you who dare to let the noble fishman bleed. You and your companions will die here today. Go to hell, humanity. Hody Jones rushed up with a trident. Under the surprised eyes of the fishman, Nami's body turned into a burst of sand and avoided Hody Jones' attack. Sand. You are the demon fruit power. Ha ha ha, you are so stupid, this is the bottom of the sea. As he said that, Hody Jones wanted to break the wall and bring in the sea water. Desert sword. A sand blade flew over instantly, and Hody Jones jumped up quickly to avoid it, but he was still a step too late. The sand blade instantly scratched his shoulder, leaving a long wound. Human woman, you really piss me off. Hody Jones knew that this human would never let him break the wall. Fortunately, he ran early this time, and the next blow might not be so lucky. He attacked again with his weapon, stabbing out the trident continuously. Nami dodges the attack dexterously. You must know that Nami's knowledge is not bad, but Hody Jones can't keep up at all. Mr. Zoro, what should we do now? Just watch. Shark Star asked cautiously from the side. Since the opponent's admiral has been held back by Nami, we will take the opportunity to catch all the remaining intruders. Zoro said fiercely with a devilish smile. Beat up the drowned dog. After following the captain for such a long time, everyone in the Sky Shadow Pirates has already learned the essence of Amber's fighting skills. The pirates and Hody Jones's fishmen who were watching the battle were startled when they saw Zoro and the others charging towards them in a menacing manner. What do you want to do? One of the fishmen leaders asked in horror. Itoryu 36 worrying phoenixes. What answered him was Zoro's attack. Zoro pulled out Wado Ikimonji and instantly released an Uzumaki sword energy, slashing the surrounding enemies to the ground one by one. Everyone in the Sky Shadow Pirates also showed their talents and passed. Strong right hand. Frankie waved his iron fist and could knock away a group of people with one punch. 16 flowers bloom. Robin summoned countless arms and broke the enemy's necks one by one. Human form. Strengthened arm strength. Chopper turned into a tall human form, his arms became thicker, and he rushed into the crowd. Negative ghost. Exploding ghost. Perona releases various types of ghosts, and enemies who encounter the ghosts are completely unable to fight. Shadow rain. Canis turned his shadow into spikes and fired them out to harvest the enemy. After a year of training, Canis has initially mastered the shadow fruit, and is no longer the little girl who has no fighting power and needs the protection of her companions. Too strong. Is this the Sea Emperor's partner? We don't need it at all. The three Poseidon brothers and the guards of Ryugu Castle were all dumbfounded in surprise when they saw the explosive fighting power of the Sky Shadow Pirates. In just 10 seconds, all the invading enemies were killed. This was the result of everyone's efforts. If Zoro was serious, a conqueror's shock would kill these miscellaneous fish in an instant. Assholes, you damn humans. Seeing his little brothers being killed, Hody Jones started yelling. Snapped. One oversight and he was instantly slapped to the ground by Nami. It's just that you are too weak. You scumbags can only bully ordinary people who are weaker than you. Nami said coldly. Very good. Very good. You succeeded in irritating me. Hody Jones took out all the poisonous pills he carried, dozens of them, from his pocket, and swallowed them in one go. I feel so uncomfortable. Hody Jones's eyes instantly turned blood red, and the surrounding muscles began to tremble continuously. He covered his head and roared in pain. Did this guy commit suicide by taking poison? Perona asked strangely. No, that medicine seems to be a medicine that strengthens the body and improves combat effectiveness, but it seems to have serious side effects. The fishman took a lot of medicine at one time, so the side effects were aggravated. Chopper said with a solemn expression. Hody Jones's body instantly swelled, his shirt instantly tore, and his hair and skin instantly turned pale. I have never felt so good. This kind of power is so fascinating, ha 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 ha. Human, for forcing me to this point, go to hell with your companions and regret it. A drop of water instantly appeared on Hody Jones' palm, and then he threw it hard towards Nami. Nami just turned slightly to avoid the attack, and the water droplets hit the ground behind Nami, creating a big crater in an instant and causing dust to fly. What? It's just a drop of water. It has such power. This monster. Everyone in Ryugu City was surprised by Hody Jones's current power. Go to hell. Hody Jones clenched his fist and hit Nami. Bang. Before Hody Jones could punch his fist, Nami punched him in the face again, denting his entire face. Crush. Still crushing. Chapter 88 Unpredictable Fate. How is that possible? I'm already so strong. Why am I not your opponent? Hody Jones said in disbelief, covering his bleeding face. You are too weak, you scum who only bully ordinary people. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Hody Jones roared a few words angrily, then opened his mouth wide and bit Nami. Nami refused to dodge, and Hody Jones bit off her arm. However, Nami had already become elemental, and Hody Jones only bit a pile of sand, and then Nami grabbed her by the neck. Erosion of reincarnation. What's going on? Why is the water in my body losing? What did you do? Stop. Go to hell with the same ambition as a dragon. Nami said with a cold face like a female Rakshasa. In the horrified eyes of Hody Jones, Nami made Hody Jones lose all the water and turn into sand. Nami's fruit ability development is not much worse than that of crocodile. If it is on the ground, with preparation, it can even cause sandstorms that destroy cities. This is over. The riot that was enough to cause chaos among the entire Fishman was so easily solved by the Sky Shadow Pirates. Long live. The soldiers in Dragon Palace City cheered. What? Hody Jones attempted to attack Ryugu Castle, and then was eliminated by the Sky Shadow Pirates. After hearing the news, Neptune finally rushed back to Dragon Palace City. When he heard what happened, he shouted in surprise. Then he quickly thanked the Sky Shadow Pirates who were eating and drinking. Thank you very much, Mr. Thor, you and your crew once again saved our Fishman Island. Just thanking you is not enough. Your Dragon Palace City is so prosperous, there must be a lot of treasures. We don't ask for much, just give us some treasures worth several hundred million. The person who killed Hody Jones Nami turned back into the money-grubbing little cat and took the opportunity to blackmail her. That's not too much to ask for. Everyone complained. Of course, you can take whatever you need. Neptune said awkwardly from the side. All the other henchmen of Hody Jones were taken to a huge open space to wait for King Neptune's disposal. Your Majesty the King, how should these sinners be dealt with? The minister asked Neptune. Neptune, however, kept a dark face and said nothing throughout the whole process. Through the interrogation of Hody Jones' loyal fishmen, he already knew the truth about the death of his wife, Princess Otahime. Princess Otahime was not killed by humans, but assassinated by Hody Jones in order to intensify the fishmen's hatred of humans. Neptune couldn't accept this truth for a while, and struggled internally for a long time before reluctantly accepting it. Later, the crime of Hody Jones was announced to the entire the Fishman Island, and the surrounding people were filled with indignation. Princess Otahime was very kind, and she was also very friendly to the people of the Fishman Island, and she had a very great reputation. Execute them. These scum are the same as Hody Jones. Princess Otahime is such a kind person, but you can do it to her. The onlookers demanded the execution of the Fishman of the new Fishman pirate group. I don't want to die. Spare us, I don't know anything. Hody Jones ordered everything. We didn't know he was so crazy about killing Princess Otahime. The members of the new Fishman pirate group begged for mercy. I want you all to live in the Fishman Island. What? Everyone present was shocked by the king's decision. Does this mean we live under the rule of law? I don't care. It's better than Hody Jones's rule anyway. We can't accept this, His Majesty the King. The people watching didn't accept it and retorted, with these guys wandering around the town, my children don't dare to go out on the streets. Of course they will be recruited to serve and work under our army, and Fishman Street will also be completely sealed. On the other side, led by Barbara, Amber and others were visiting the Fishman Island. Walking on the street, the fishmen cheered when they saw Amber and others. They had heard about Amber and others' defeat of the new Fishman pirates. The Sky Shadow pirates had become the heroes of the Fishman Island. Sir Amber, there is a promotion in this store today. I have no ability to repay Mrs. Amber for saving her life, but it is within my ability to treat you all to a few cups of coffee and some snacks. Barbara he led Amber and others to a mermaid cafe. Mrs. Charlie, we have guests, Barbara shouted as soon as she entered the door. I know. A beautiful mermaid who was smoking a pipe was lying on the sofa and answered lazily. Then she stood up and saw Amber and others stunned for a moment, with a few drops of cold sweat breaking out on her forehead. Mrs. Charlie, what's wrong? Barbara asked suspiciously when she saw Mrs. Charlie's strange behavior. No. Nothing. If you want something, I'll prepare it, Sha Li said with a forced smile. Then everyone ordered coffee and some snacks. While everyone was sitting in the cafe enjoying the food, Barbara, who had been called away by Charlie, came over with an embarrassed look on her face. What's wrong? Is it too expensive? We can pay for it ourselves. Amber looked at the embarrassed Barbara and thought she didn't have enough money. No, Master Amber. Barbara quickly explained. It's Mrs. Charlie who wants to see you alone. Tisk tisk tisk. Captain Stupid's charm is so great. I fell in love with such a beautiful mermaid just after seeing Captain Stupid. Perona became angry. Not surprisingly, Amber hit her on the head. Nami and Robin may have become numb to Amber's romantic luck, but they still sat there calmly eating snacks. Barbara said, you want to see me alone? Yes, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Charlie. While running this mermaid cafe, I am also a fortune teller. Then, Sha Li's tone became deeper, I have another identity. You're still the evil dragon's sister, right? Amber interrupted before she finished speaking. How can you predict the future? Sha Li asked in surprise. You can say that I can indeed predict the future to a certain extent. Amber smiled lightly. So, you called me out because you want to avenge your brother. Charlie shook his head. I once made a divination for him and told him that if he went to sea, he would die under the thunder one day. But he still insisted on going to sea. Sure enough, he died in your hands. I just performed a divination for your pirate group, and the result was that the crystal ball was blank, and the fate of you and your friends could not be detected. Sha Li frowned deeply. She had never encountered this situation before. You must know that Sha Li's prophecy is 100% effective. She successfully predicted the arrival of the Great Pirate Age when she was a child. No matter who she is, she can see a trace of the future trajectory, but only when facing Amber. There is a blank, as if Amber should not have appeared in this world, and he has even affected the fate of other people. Okay, thank you very much for your divination. If there is nothing else, I will go out first. Amber smiled lightly, because he was not from this world. Chapter 89 The Secret of Ancient Weapon. Interesting for you. The 7 most famous plus-size models in the world. More. 303. 76. 101. On this day, the Sky Shadow pirates were about to leave the Fishman Island, and Amber called Neptune aside alone. Lord Thor, are you ready to leave? That's right, the matter on the Fishman Island has basically been settled. Thank you so much to Mr. Thor and everyone for your help. Neptune quickly flattered him. Neptune, do you know the legendary ancient weapon? Amber suddenly asked this question. Lord Thor, I don't know exactly what you are talking about, Neptune said hesitantly as cold sweat broke out on his forehead. There are 3 legendary ancient weapons, namely Uranus, Poseidon, and Pluton. What Uranus is unknown, as for the rest. As far as I know, Pluton seems to be a ship, and its cannonballs can even destroy an island with one hit. This seems to be related to the fishmen. Am I right, Neptune? Amber's words seemed to be asking, but her tone was very determined, which shocked Neptune's heart. Pluton, sorry, I don't know anything about this. Neptune still shook his head in denial. Really? Then let me tell you the truth. Pluton's design was originally in the hands of Tom, a shipbuilder in the Seven Waters City. Later, Tom was executed by the world government and passed the design to his apprentice, and the apprentice's name is Frankie, and he is now the boatman on my ship. In other words, I can build Pluton at any time. What? Neptune was shocked. Sir Amber, what do you want to say? Neptune asked nervously. Shirahoshi, it's Poseidon, Amber said calmly. How did you know? What do you want to do? I will never let you hurt Shirahoshi. Neptune could no longer pretend, breaking through his defense instantly and said forcefully. Calm down. I didn't mean to hurt Shirahoshi. Afterwards, Neptune calmed down and knew that he could no longer hide it, so he told the legend of Noah, the 800-year agreement, and the sun god Nika. Thor, what is your purpose? Neptune asked warily. You should know that if Shirahoshi's identity is leaked one day, the world government above will not let the Fishman go. Amber pointed to the position on her head. Since Poseidon has been born, he can hide it for a while, but not forever. You should know about Ohara. Sooner or later, the world government will erase the Fishman Island just like it erased Ohara. What do you want to say in the end? If you want to avoid being destroyed, there is only one way, and that is to overthrow the world government. Amber said calmly. What? Overthrow? World government? Neptune was completely shocked by Amber's words. Do you know, what are you talking about? The only way for the Fishman Island to avoid destruction is to overthrow the world government. This is too unimaginable. What kind of terrifying ambitions you, a man, have? Don't you want to realize your wife, Princess Odahime's dream, that the Fishman Island and human beings can live in peace? It can be said that world government is the most important reason why you Fishman Island has been oppressed. World government is a group of people. Rotten garbage, they will never accept an equal dialogue with what they regard as a lowly fishman. Only by overthrowing the world government can you the Fishman Island achieve true equality. So, join us in overthrowing the world government. As this, your purpose. Thor, I executed the celestial dragons in public, and I have entered into a fight to the death with the world government. Now I have reached an alliance with the revolutionary army that resists the world government. In the future, a war that will affect the entire world will definitely break out with the world government. No, people can escape outside, including the Fishman Island. Poseidon's power is extremely important in this war. Amber kept talking and talking about war, equality, dignity, race, the future and other aspects. Neptune was finally persuaded. But, the safety of Shirahoshi and the Fishman Island. Neptune was still very hesitant. You can rest assured that overthrowing the world government cannot be achieved without long-term preparation. Before that, our relationship with the Fishman Island will not be announced. Even after the war begins, the Fishman Island can let's wait and see for a while before deciding. If we gain the upper hand, we hope the Fishman Island will be on our side. Okay, I understand. If the war starts and you can suppress the world government, I will lead the Fishman Island to join the war. Then the two parties made a verbal agreement. As for the written agreement, Neptune, who has been king for so many years, is not a fool. How could he leave such evidence? With the help of the guards of Ryugu City, the Thor was coated and ready to set off. Amber-sama, do you really want to leave so soon? Shirahoshi asked pitifully with tears in his eyes, grabbing the edge of the Thor. Amber jumped onto Shirahoshi's shoulders and gently stroked Shirahoshi's head. Shirahoshi, I'm sorry, we have to go. But we still have a lot of places to play. Woo. Shirahoshi started crying as he said that. Shirahoshi, don't cry, don't cry. Amber comforted awkwardly. Shirahoshi, we really can't stay any longer. I will come to see you next time. Amber promised helplessly. Amber, sir, will you really come back to see me? Shirahoshi asked intermittently, wiping away tears. I promise. Then pull the hook. Shirahoshi held out his little finger, which was bigger than Amber's arm. Okay, pull the hook. Amber squeezed Shirahoshi's little finger. The Thor finally set off again, and the entire population of the Fishman Island came to see her off. Have a nice trip. Be safe. This is the sound of blessing from the residents of the Fishman Island. Where is Princess Shirahoshi? Look, Princess Shirahoshi is there. I saw Shirahoshi chasing the Thor for a long distance before stopping. Amber-sama, you must come back to see me. I will always be waiting for you. Shirahoshi waved his arms vigorously from behind. I certainly will. Chapter 90 Conversation with Doflamingo. Interesting for you. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 295. 74. 98. Not long after leaving the Fishman Island, the Sky Shadow pirates suddenly encountered a pirate ship. Everyone thought it was another desperate pirate who came from nowhere and was trying to kill them. Lord Thor, please don't attack, we are not enemies. The pirates on the pirate ship quickly shouted for mercy. Let them come over and see what medicine they are selling in their gourds. Amber said calmly. Soon, the pirate ship approached the Thor, and a stout man led several of his younger brothers tremblingly onto the Thor. Thunder God Sama, we are Shichibukai, Heavenly Yaksha, Don Quixote Doflamingo's men. The pirate carefully revealed his identity. Oh, Doflamingo, I'm not familiar with him. What's the reason why he sent you here? Amber asked doubtfully. My young master has something very important that he wants to discuss with you in person. As he said that, the pirate suddenly took out a phone and dialed. Brew, hello. The call got through quickly, and a cold voice came out. It was Doflamingo on the other end of the phone, and the phone bug looked very humane and turned into a pair of pink sunglasses. Young master, we have found His Excellency the God of Thunder. Very good. The pirate then pointed the phone bug at Amber. This is our first meeting. Hello, the famous God of Thunder. Doflamingo. Yes, it's me. What do you want from me? I don't remember any friendship with you. Thor God, don't be so indifferent. As long as we have common interests, anyone can be a friend in this world. Common interests. Don't go to the Three Treasures Hall for anything. Doflamingo, just tell me what your purpose is. As expected of the god of thunder, he's direct enough. Let me tell you straight, I have a plan to subvert the world. An ambitious man like you will definitely be interested. Doflamingo said enthusiastically. Oh, what's the plan? You are indeed interested. It's not convenient to say it here. How about, come to Dressrosa. We can discuss it in detail. With my seamless plan and your powerful combat power, this world will be ours, ha 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 ha. Bah. I think you misunderstood. Sorry, I just asked casually. I'm not interested in your so-called plan. Amber said casually. Are you rejecting my kindness? Doflamingo's tone became cold, and he had never dared to reject him face to face. Didn't I make it obvious enough? Then do you know the consequences of rejecting me? Consequences? What consequences? It's like you can do anything to me. Amber said disdainfully. Thor. Doflamingo roared, I will give you one last chance to join forces with me. Join forces? Do you want to be Kaido's dog together? Amber was surprised at first, and then asked seriously. The phone bug had veins popping out, and Doflamingo was obviously poked in the sore spot by Amber. As arrogant as he is, if he didn't see any hope and only fear, how could he do things for that person like a dog? Although it was unclear how Amber knew such a secret thing, his anger and murderous intent at this time were about to materialize. Thor, let's just wait and see. Doflamingo said through gritted teeth. No, I should have said this. I didn't have time to talk to you, but you came to your door yourself. Doflamingo, wash your neck and wait for me at Dressrosa. I will pick it up. You have a head on your neck. Amber said coldly. After saying that, he threw the phone bug back to the pirates who were already frightened and trembling. Get out. Yes, thank you, Lord Thunder God, for sparing me. The pirates ran away in a hurry. Amber, you can't really be the Shichibukai killer. You have beaten 3 of the 7 Shichibukai, conquered 1, and now you are threatening to kill the next one. Nami looked at Amber strangely. Everyone also looked at Amber with confused faces, making even Amber blush a little because of her shamelessness. Ahem, I don't have that intention. They took the initiative to provoke me. Then that woman too. Why do I remember that you took the initiative to walk into someone else's room? Nami is indeed a jealous person, this can change the topic to that aspect. This is just a beautiful misunderstanding. Amber defended with her eyes open and lying. You idiot Captain Carrot, stop looking for excuses. Just be a good person. Perona stood up and said righteously. Perona. Amber said Perona's name coldly with a dark face like a ghost. Idiot, Captain, what are you going to do? Help, Nami, help me. After making a fuss for a while, Amber looked ahead and said seriously. The next stop is Dressrosa. On the other side, Doflamingo, who had been hung up by Amber, vented his anger for a while and then slowly calmed down. He recalled the terrifying power of Thor and Akainu during the battle and was filled with fear. But now that he has faced off, he will fight to the death. Being ridden on the head and not fighting back is not his heavenly yaksha style. Young master, that guy from Thor is too strong. Do we need to recall all the cadres? Torbal, who was standing nearby with a snot in his nose, asked. Torbal is a core member of the Don Quixote family. After Doflamingo showed Conqueror's Haki when he was young, he believed that Doflamingo would become the legendary pirate king and followed Doflamingo. Most members of the Don Quixote family are full of blind confidence in Doflamingo, but they don't know that in the future, Conqueror's Haki will be ruined long ago. There are conquerors but not conquerors, so they can only bully the weak-willed soldiers. Call them back. In addition, agree to Guy's budget request, increase the production of artificial devil fruit as soon as possible, and ask him to put all those messy research aside for me. Okay, young master, Torbal responded, and then walked out. Thor, want to kill me? Let's see who wins. Ka. Chapter 91 Advice. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 95. 24. 32. After arriving at the new world from the Fishman Island, the record pointer stored with full magnetic force will point to 3 islands, namely, Mystery Island, Liskild Island, and Thor Island, which has the strongest magnetism and is also the most dangerous. Very cleverly, the titles of Thunder God Island and Amber perfectly collide. The reason why Thunder God Island is called Thunder God Island is that this island has a thunder disaster that destroys the world. Everyone followed the route to Thunder God Island and felt a little uncomfortable looking at the hell-like scene. How about we find another island? Perona looked at the terrible thunder and trembled with fear. Perona is indeed an idiot. Amber sighed pretending to be helpless. What right do you, an idiot captain, have to say anything about me? The idiot captain is the stupidest. Perona retorted unconvinced. You're stupid and you still don't admit it. You. Perona, have you forgotten that Amber is the Thunderman who ate the thunder fruit? Isn't going to this island just like going home? Nami covered her mouth and said with a smile. I see, the idiot captain is still useful. Perona was still stubborn. Amber ignored Perona and turned to Nami and said, give me the record pointer. Wait here for me to come back. Everyone is not too worried, after all, their captain is a master of thunder. After Amber arrived at Thunder God Island, she was immediately surrounded by thousands of thunder and lightning. She smiled faintly and started to pull these thunder and lightning. As for what she wanted to do, of course it's thunder and lightning forging. There are stories about surviving the thunder tribulation in the immortal cultivation novels of the previous life. If you can survive the thunder tribulation, your realm will usher in a great improvement. Seeing the thunder in the sky, Amber was bored and wanted to give it a try. Thunder and lightning struck Amber's body one after another, which was not elementalized and not covered with armaments. Each lightning strike left large and small injuries on Amber's body, but it recovered immediately in the next second, and every time it recovered, Amber the body will become stronger. The immortal body is so willful. A few days passed in the blink of an eye. Why hasn't Captain Stupid come back? He won't really be struck to death by lightning, right? Perona said boredly, looking at the island filled with thunder. Have you ever seen lightning kill a thunderbolt? Zoro complained speechlessly. I want you to take care of it, Green Algae Head. What? Who are you calling the Green Algae Head? This lady is talking about you. The two people had an inexplicable quarrel. You guys had a lot of fun arguing. A voice suddenly came over, and then Amber appeared in front of everyone. Amber, you're back, Nami said in surprise. Well, I've made you worry. The permanent pointer has been fully stored with magnetic force. After saying that, he handed the pointer to Nami. Then he looked at his properties panel. Name. Open black lens bracket Amber close black lens bracket. Age. Open black lens bracket 19 close black lens bracket. Power. 8 stars. Agility. 9 stars. Physique. 9.5 stars. Spirit. 8 stars. The average person is 1 star. Devil Fruit. Thunder Fruit 8 stars. Haki. Armed Color 9 stars. Information Color 8 stars. Conquerors 7 stars. Lineage. Mangekyo Sharingan Uchiha Itachi version Majin Muppet Immortal Body. Comprehensive Combat Power 9 stars. Bloodline Bonus. The physique has suddenly become 9.5 stars. To reach Amber's strength, it is very difficult to increase even half a star in any one item. This time, it is very easy to improve the strength. The Thor left Thor Island and headed towards the next route again. The Fishman Island. Ace arrived at the Fishman Island on a merchant ship, and of course Jinbe, an old friend, had to come out to greet him. Brother Ace, long time no see. Long time no see, Jinbe. But what's the matter with your injuries? Could it be that the Fishman Island was attacked by a powerful enemy? Who is so brave and doesn't know that the Fishman Island is Dad's territory? Ace looked at Jinbe who was wrapped in bandages and asked in confusion. It's a long story. Originally, I wanted to test his background before he challenged my father. Unexpectedly, in just a few minutes, I was completely defeated. It was because he was not serious at all. When? Then Jinbe told about the battle with Amber. That thunder god is so powerful. Even Jinbe, you can't fight back. Ace said a little surprised. You know, his own strength is about the same as Jinbe. The two fought for 5 days and 5 nights but couldn't decide the winner. If the thunder god can beat Jinbe without the ability to fight back, wouldn't he be in his hands? Also the same. He's very strong. If he takes it seriously, I might not be able to withstand even one blow. The feeling he gives me is even the same as. Jinbe glanced at Ace and hesitated. What are you going to say? Jinbe, we are good friends, just say it. Looking at the hesitant Jinbe, Ace patted Jinbe on the shoulder and said. Well, standing in front of him. I feel like I'm facing Father Whitebeard, as if I can't defeat him at all. How is that possible? Ace yelled. How can that Thor have the same strength as Dad? You know Dad is the strongest man in the world. No one can be Dad's opponent. Ace's reaction was fierce because he was full of respect for Whitebeard and regarded Whitebeard's reputation as more important than his own life. Even his original dream of becoming the Pirate King turned into wanting to push Whitebeard to the throne after meeting Whitebeard. I hope it's my imagination. Jinbe sighed. In fact, there was one thing he didn't say, and that was, Whitebeard might not be Thor's opponent. In Jinbe's opinion, Thor feels the same as when he faces Whitebeard. They are both so invincible. There may be a gap in strength between the two, but it is definitely not big. Coupled with Thor's advantage of being young, if Thor really challenges Whitebeard, Whitebeard might lose. Looking at Ace in disbelief, Jinbe didn't choose to say anything. By the way, Brother Ace, why do you have time to come to the Fishman Island to see me? Jinbe asked strangely. Ace's face immediately turned gloomy and he said seriously, do you remember that guy Teach? He killed Thatch and then escaped from the Whitebeard pirates, just for a devil fruit. What? Jinbe looked extremely surprised. Teach, who seemed very honest and had no ambition, would actually do such a thing. Then you. Now, yes, I am arresting that guy now, the one who killed his companions and tarnished my father's reputation. I will never let Teach go, Ace said through gritted teeth. That guy has already run back to the first half of the Grand Line, but I will keep chasing him even if he runs to the end of the world. Jinbe suddenly remembered the strange words Amber said to him when he left. Jinbe, I'll give you a piece of advice. If you meet Portgas D. Ace, just tell him to give up. He will not be that man's opponent. Combined with what Ace just said, I instantly became horrified when I thought about it. Could it be that Thor has the ability to predict the future? Jinbe quickly persuaded Ace, Brother Ace, why don't you think about it again and go back and figure out a solution with everyone? Chapter 92 Future Admiral. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 179. 45. 60. After sailing on the sea for a while, the Sky Shadow pirates arrived at a certain island. This island is the famous, gambling capital, of the New World. It attracts countless young people from all over the world who have dreams and come here with all their wealth, hoping to realize their dream of getting rich overnight. The final results are all a miserable ending. It's not like no one has ever suspected something fishy behind the casino, but this island is said to be one of the properties of the 7 warlords of the sea, Heavenly Yaksha, Doflamingo. Those who questioned it last time were kidnapped overnight and thrown into the sea to feed the sea kings, now probably have become the excrement of sea kings. Everyone was going to have a good night's rest on this island. In the middle of the night, Nami secretly pulled Amber out. Nami, it's so late, you came out to me, you don't want to. Amber showed a piggy look and looked at Nami lustfully. Idiot, idiot, what dirty things are you thinking about in your mind? Nami blushed at Amber's words and said angrily. Then why did you come out to me? Amber asked in confusion, scratching her head. The casinos in this city are very famous. Let's go there and win all their Baileys. When it comes to Bailey, Nami's eyes are all filled with Baileys. Nami, I don't know how to gamble. Idiot, what is your observation Haki used for? Isn't Haki meant for fighting? I really lost to you, an idiot captain who only thinks about fighting. When the time comes, you will be responsible for watching, and leave the rest to me. Nami said helplessly, stroking his forehead. Then Nami made simple disguises for the two of them. After all, the news of Thor God's reappearance had only been released a few days ago, and the Sky Shadow Pirates were still in the midst of public controversy and could not show up easily. The two of them successfully found the largest casino on the island and walked in swaggeringly. These casinos don't care how you dress up, as long as you have money, they will let you in. The entire casino is very spacious and splendid, like a palace. The croupiers also wear uniforms and suits with slicked back hair, giving people a very high-end feel. Amber also sensed that there were many guards with weapons in the darkness around them. Whether they were dealing with scoundrels making trouble or guests who discovered something fishy, the guests had to decide for themselves. Buy it and leave it, buy it and leave it. Big. TNND, why don't you turn it on? Win. Ha ha ha, I'm rich. I lost again, all my net worth. The guests in the casino shouted loudly, some were happy about winning money, and some were wailing about losing everything. Nami, where do we start? Amber, wearing a cloak and hat, asked Nami in a low voice. Let's start with that one. Nami pointed to the playing cards next to him, and then started his journey to win money. Amber started to glance around in the casino out of boredom, and was suddenly attracted by the crowd of people betting nearby. There was a strange man inside, with an ordinary middle-aged appearance, wearing a white robe, and holding a long stick in his hand. The most important thing is that there are 2 scratches on the eyes. This is actually a blind man. A blind man actually comes to a casino to gamble. It's really interesting. Amber couldn't help but be attracted by this interesting scene. Buy it and leave it, buy it and leave it. Uncle, what are you buying this time? A young man with tattoos next to him asked the blind uncle. I'm going to buy big this time. Then he threw the smallest chip into the big area. I'll buy big too. I'll bet 100,000 Baileys. I'll press 200,000. Go away, you bunch of poor guys, I pushed all 1 million Baileys. The gamblers nearby followed the blind uncle one after another. The croupier in charge of this area was already covered in cold sweat, his face was pale, and he was too timid to open it. What are you doing? Open it quickly. Hurry up. Don't stop Lousy from winning money. TMD, can you do it? No, please replace me. The gamblers next to him didn't care about the dealer's feelings and urged him one after another. Amid the public outrage, the croupier had no choice but to open the door. 456, 15 points big. Ha ha ha, I won money again. Uncle is so reliable. If you buy with Uncle, you will never lose. Brother, why did everyone follow that blind man to buy? What's even more outrageous is that he actually won. An unfamiliar gambler asked the old gambler next to him. What a blind man. That's everyone's god of wealth. Unexpectedly, when the old gambler heard this, he picked up his collar and scolded him. Sorry, I'm new here and don't understand the situation. Finally, after the newcomer apologized, he was spared and then explained. This man is not an ordinary person. He is simply a god of gambling. Although he is blind, his gambling skills are very good. He wins whatever he buys. This is the 20th time he has guessed correctly. At first, everyone didn't think that it's interesting, but when someone wins the lottery, it's out of control. 21 games. Isn't this cheating? Will the owner of this casino allow this kind of behavior? The newcomer asked in confusion. Cheating? What kind of cheating? They didn't even touch the table. What evidence do you have to prove that they cheated? And this man only bought with the smallest chips every time. He didn't win too many Baileys even if he won. The dealer had the nerve to tear him apart. Are you shameless? But it was an unexpected situation that everyone followed suit, and it might really anger the owner of this casino, but I don't think this guy is easy to mess with, and there's something going on now. Sure enough, after the old gambler finished speaking, a man with glasses who looked like a supervisor came out next to him, followed by 2 guards to disperse the crowd. Everyone, I'm so sorry. Let this end like this. There may be some problems with today's equipment. Let's just forget about winning. Next, we have to check it carefully. What? If you win, you won't be allowed to play, right? What a black-hearted casino. It only lets others lose, not wins. Lousy hasn't won enough yet. There is indeed a problem today. I hope everyone can give me some face, and I also hope to give my boss some face. Cian remained calm, adjusted his glasses, and said with a smile. Shish. Everyone booed, but thinking that behind the four eyes was Heavenly Yaksha, Doflamingo, one of the Shichibukai, who was not someone he could provoke, they dispersed despite being dissatisfied. After everyone dispersed, the blind uncle also prepared to leave, but was stopped by Four Eyes reaching out. Sir, you can't leave yet. Our manager wants to see you. Please come to the back with me. Si Yan said with a smile, looking very polite, but it would not necessarily be the case if he went to the back. I still have something to do, I'm sorry I can't accompany you. It's not up to you. Catch him. Si Yan stopped pretending and his expression immediately changed. The two guards behind him immediately stepped forward and prepared to take action. Why is there always so much filth in this world? Even if the old man's eyes are blind and cannot see the filth, he can still hear and feel it. The blind uncle sighed. Then he pulled out the cane he had been holding, and it turned out to be a sword. He waved gently at the guard and then took it back. What are you doing, you old blind man? I don't have time to play with you. Seeing that nothing happened, Sian cursed arrogantly. Crack, click, what happened? My body has become so heavy. The two guards suddenly fell to their knees on the ground, wailing. Boom, boom. With two loud noises, the two guards disappeared, leaving only two bottomless pits in place. Hell Brigade. Chapter 93 Fujitora smiles. What do you want to do? Behind me is one of the Shichibukai, Heavenly Yaksha, Don Quixote Doflamingo. He will never let you go. Seeing the bottomless pit made by the blind man in front of him, Si Yan was so frightened that he sat down on the ground and said tremblingly. I just can't stand the filth in this world. The blind man shook his head and sighed. Someone is doing something here. They're starting again. Everyone, run. A-hole, I'm just here for entertainment, why would you let me encounter such a thing? The huge movement here attracted everyone in the casino. When the gamblers saw that someone dared to do something here, they were immediately frightened and screamed, and fled in all directions. The entire casino was empty in an instant, and Amber and Nami also hid in the dark. A huge siren sounded, and countless armed guards emerged from the darkness, surrounding the blind uncle. Ba bang bang. I didn't expect that someone dared to come here to cause trouble. A fat man in red clothes walked out while applauding. Ha ha ha, you blind man, you're finished. Sian immediately became arrogant again when he saw his own large army. He quickly stood up, ran to the fat man in red, and said flatteringly, the manager, that blind man, not only deliberately cheated and disrupted the order of the casino, but after we found out, he actually dared to kill someone. Ha, the fat man in red slapped his eyes hard. What a waste. If you can't handle such a small thing, what's the use of you? Yes. The four eyes were beaten until they lost their temper. ... At the same time, the two Ambers were watching the excitement in the dark. Really, are people happy when they win money? It's so annoying. Nami complained in a low voice. Amber burst into laughter. Nami, look at the behavior of this casino. If you win too much, you may be the one surrounded by those guards. TCH. What are you afraid of? Anyway, Amber, you will protect me. You must always remember what you said in Little Garden. Nami said with a blushing face. Of course, I will always protect you. Amber's hands had quietly hugged Nami's slim waist. Amber, what do you think of that uncle? Nami asked with interest. Very strong. Maybe not inferior to me. Amber said seriously. That uncle is actually so strong. Nami said in shock. This uncle's strength is more than enough to serve as an admiral in Marine. ... Who sent you to cause trouble? The fat man in red asked aggressively. I'm just short of money, so I just want to come in and save some travel expenses. It's not anyone who instructs me. The blind uncle said calmly. Since you refuse to tell the truth, then go to hell. Come on, kill him. The fat man in red directed the guards to attack, and the guards rushed forward. The blind uncle just raised his cane in front of his chest, and an invisible gravity emanated from the blind uncle. With screams one after another, everyone around them was severely pressed to the ground by gravity, bleeding from all their orifices, and they didn't know whether to live or die. Except for the blind uncle, no one was standing around, and it seemed particularly quiet at this time. Can friends in the dark come out to meet me? At this moment, the blind uncle suddenly said. I thought I hid it well. Amber pulled Nami out. Your Excellency is indeed very good at hiding it, but the lady next to you doesn't seem to be very good at hiding it. Let me introduce myself. I am Amber, the captain of the Sky Shadow Pirates, and this is my navigator Nami. I wonder what your name is, uncle. It turns out to be the famous fifth emperor of the sea, His Excellency Thunder God. The old man Fujitora smiled. He is not as famous as Lord Thunder God, but he is just an unknown blind man. Ha ha ha, Uncle Yishao is really good at joking. A person as powerful as Uncle Yishao is more than enough to be an admiral in the Marines. How can he be unknown? Marine. Yishao paused after hearing this word. It seems that Fujitora has been very interested in joining Marine for a long time, so he will be included in the world recruitment 2 years later. I wonder what your Excellency wants to do by hiding in the dark. There is no purpose. I was just hanging out with my companions. I saw a casino and wanted to come in and win some money. I didn't expect it to be such a coincidence. I happened to meet Uncle Yishao. Uncle Yishao, since we are so destined, how about we go have a drink together, I'll treat you. Those who know Amber's tricks must have guessed that Amber is thinking of recruiting crew members again. This is the Marine Admiral of the future. Of course, we should take advantage of the fact that he hasn't joined Marine yet and see if we can win him over. If we get such a powerful combat force, the Shadow Pirates will be no worse than any of the 4 emperors. And judging from Fujitora Yishao's performance in the original work, he is not that interested in Marine's tactics. The main reason is that Marine is the strongest force on the sea, and he can better realize his ideas in Marine. I'm so disrespectful of His Excellency Thunder God's invitation. Fujitora smiled and was also very interested in this Thor. After reading all the reports about Thor, they all said that Thor killed the big pirate, destroyed a base in Marine, and even killed the celestial dragons. There was no report about which civilians Thor had attacked. Soon, the 3 of them found a tavern on the island and asked for a VIP private room. Come on, Uncle Yishao, let me toast you first. Amber said with a smile, holding up her wine glass. Then I'll be disrespectful. The 2 sides drank a glass of wine. I wonder what Uncle Yishao thinks of Marine. Amber suddenly raised this question. Oh, I wonder why Mr. Thunder God suddenly asked this question. Fujitora smiled and said in surprise. I just saw that Uncle Xiaoxiao seems to be very fascinated by Marine. I have indeed considered joining Marine. First, believe that Marine is the most powerful force on the sea, and it is also an indispensable force to safeguard justice and protect civilians, so I want to join Marine and do my part for justice. Amber poured herself a glass of wine and drank it all in one gulp. Uncle Yishao, this is wrong. Oh, what do you mean? Fujitora asked with a puzzled smile. I think most people in Marine have a righteous heart, but in essence, the Marine organization is just a tool, and there is no justice at all. To be precise, the Marine organization is just a pawn of the world government. Chapter 94 Fujitora Smiles Part 2. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 173. 43. 58. Although most of the Marines are good people, there is no justice in the Marine organization itself. More than 20 years ago, when Gall D. Roger was executed, Marine in South Blue executed many innocent pregnant women indiscriminately in order to hunt down the pregnant wife of the pirate king. O'Hara scholars studied the historical text, and the world government was unwilling their ugly faces were exposed, and in Sea Circle Calendar 1500, Marine was ordered to launch a buster call on O'Hara. There was only one survivor left on the entire island, and all the others were killed. Now the only survivor is on my ship, Sabayati. At the archipelago slave trading scene, how many so-called, just Marines were there to help others? Uncle Yishao, Marine like this can't be said to be just. Amber said lightly. It's really not. Uncle Yishao, do you know why I became a pirate? I'm all ears. When I first debuted in East Blue, I didn't care about pirates or Marines. I was always hunting pirates who did all kinds of evil. Until that rat colonel showed up and pointed his gun at the people they wanted to protect. I couldn't help it anymore, so I killed him. Marine used this as an excuse to push me into the pirate camp. Quote. If I hadn't taken action, what would have been the fate of those villagers? I shouldn't need to say more about this. And according to Marine's habits, even if they discovered what Colonel Mouse had done, they would eventually fight to protect Marine's majesty. Everything will be blocked, and Colonel Mouse will be promoted as a hero by them. So, Uncle Yishao, is such a Marine worth joining? Even if you join, what can one person do with his own strength? Change the Marine. But Uncle Yishao, even if you join the Marine, you can at most become an admiral, and there are Marshal Marine. There are marshals above marshals. Can anything really be changed? There are scumbags among Marines, and there are benevolent people like you among pirates. How can we generalize it? As for whether it can be changed, I choose to do my best and listen to fate. This old boy's mind is so strong, my mouth escape actually failed. Amber thought to herself. So, what is your purpose? Fujitora asked pointedly with a smile. I hope to invite Uncle Yishao to join my team. Amber solemnly invited. You want me to become a pirate? Fujitora smiled and frowned. Although Amber has analyzed all of Marine's crimes to him, he still hates pirates even more. When he travels around the world, what he sees most is those pirates who do all kinds of evil and bully innocent people. Of course, they are all killed by him in the end. Sent to hell. No, I'm talking about my team, not my pirate group. Amber smiled lightly. What's the difference? Do you have other teams? Fujitora asked with a puzzled smile. Uncle Yishao, you should have heard of the Revolutionary Army. Revolutionary Army? Are you a Revolutionary Army? Fujitora smiled and was really shocked. The fifth Emperor of the Sea, Thor's true identity is actually a Revolutionary Army. How big a chess game is the Revolutionary Army playing? Uncle Yishao, you misunderstood. I just formed an alliance with the Revolutionary Army. Alliance. This is an alliance to overthrow the world government together. This is the team I invited you to join. Is your goal to overthrow the world government? That's right. As long as the corrupt world government still rules this world, there will be no real justice in this world. Uncle Yishao, how do you think the current chaotic pirate era came about? Appreciate further details. Everyone says that the pirate king Gall D. Roger started the age of great pirates, which led to chaos in the world, but is this really the case? You know, in the era before Roger, the world was already in chaos. Roger's words just accelerated the process. The real reason is world government. The world government holds most of the power in the world, but the rulers do nothing, only pursue pleasure and exploit the people. How many pirates went to sea to become pirates because they could not survive under the oppression of the world government? How many countries have been forced into ruin by the celestial dragon's heavenly gold system? Could it be that if the world government is overthrown, it will be better than it is now? After the world government is overthrown, the world will have no restraints and will only become more chaotic. It won't necessarily be better than now, but it will have more choices. The world will not function without anyone. Even if the world government disappears, if the people need it, they will form a new one to manage themselves. If this new world government becomes rotten again, then continue to overthrow it. We are all created equal, no one can be superior to us. So, Uncle Yishao, come join us. Amber sincerely invited again. Alas, the old man is just an ordinary blind old man. Maybe he can't wait for the day when the world changes. Fujitora smiled and fell into deep thought. It took a while before he spoke, but it was still a vague rejection. Not necessarily. Maybe Uncle Yishao thinks I'm bragging, but I still have to say it. The future of the world has changed the moment I made my decision. The era of celestial dragons' rule will end completely in the near future. Amber said confidently. Your Excellency, you are really a mysterious person. I have never seen someone like you. Ever since I lost these eyes, I have always been lucky. This allowed me to avoid seeing the filth of this world. Only this time, I hope I own it. I want to see with my own eyes what kind of person you are. Fujitora sighed and pointed at his blind eyes with a smile. Uncle Yishao, let's take a gamble. Bet. Yes. Let me show you what gives me the confidence to overthrow the world government. How do you want to bet, Your Excellency? I stand still and don't make any defense. If Uncle Yishao can hurt me, I will never mention the invitation again. If I am unscathed, I will trouble Uncle Yishao to join us. Your Excellency, really want to bet like this? Although I think that my strength is not as good as yours, but you don't make any defense, I wonder if you are looking down on me. Hearing Amber's arrogant words, even Fujitora smiled restrainedly. No matter how good it is, you can't help but get a little angry. I'm serious. Amber looked serious. Then let me make a bet with you. Let me see what your confidence is. Nami, who knew about Amber's immortal body, almost laughed when she saw this. Chapter 95 Gambling. The three of them left the town and came to a remote coast. Sir, do you really want to bet like this? I really don't want to kill you. Fujitora smiled and still wanted to persuade Amber. Uncle Yishao, come on. I can neither defend nor run away. Uncle Yishao, you will never hurt me. Amber said confidently. Then I won't show any mercy. Even though he said this, he still made up his mind to stop immediately if Amber couldn't stand it anymore. After all, there was no hatred between them. Amber and Fujitora smiled and stood face to face 100 meters apart, while Nami ran hundreds of meters away. I'm going to take action. Fujitora shouted with a smile, then pulled out the knife from the cane and began to charge up, and the knife gradually emitted purple energy. Gravity Knife Tiger. Fujitora smiled and swung out fiercely, and the purple energy was instantly thrown out of the knife and attacked Amber. Wherever the purple energy passed, the space began to distort, the ground began to break, and the gravity of the surrounding space was instantly amplified 100 times, squeezing everything, and then instantly covering Amber's body. Boom. The earth shattered and the space shook. After being attacked, Amber's body instantly began to be injured, her skin was torn, and her bones were bending. The area within a radius of 50 meters was affected by gravity, and was instantly crushed into a circular pit by gravity, stirring up dust all over the sky. The attack stopped and a gust of wind blew away the dust. It's really unscathed. Fujitora smiled and felt that Amber's aura in the center of the pothole still had no change, and he was extremely shocked. Your strength is truly unfathomable. Uncle Smile, you have 2 more moves. Amber jumped up from the hole and said with a smile. In fact, Amber was injured just now, but she recovered in less than 0.1 seconds. Then I have to be a little more serious. Fujitora smiled and his expression turned serious. He slowly raised the knife in the air, and the blade emitted a faint purple light. What is this uncle doing? Why are you holding a knife to pose a threat? Nami in the distance couldn't help complaining when he saw that nothing happened. But in the next second, the ground in the entire area began to shake. What happened? Is this earthquake caused by that uncle? Then the gravel on the ground. Trees. Even the dirt began to float slowly, forming a huge sphere in the sky. Amber in the center was inevitably sucked to the sphere, and then the sphere began to shrink, squeezing Amber crazily. Amber opened her hands and struggled to hold on. Although she wouldn't die, it didn't mean she wouldn't feel pain. If it wasn't for the purpose of recruiting Fujitora Yishao, an admiral-level combatant, why would Amber be looking for trouble on her own? The sphere wrapped Amber and began to slowly rise into the sky, rising to a height of several hundred meters, and then fell sharply. Bang! Boom! Boom! The surrounding area instantly felt like a magnitude 10 earthquake. ... What happened? Earthquake! Earthquake! Run! Idiot! Don't sleep, get up and run for your life. Quote. The huge movement even affected distant towns, waking up the sleeping residents one after another. Naturally, it also affected everyone in the Sky Shadow Pirates, and everyone ran out of the room. What happened over there? Could it be that someone is fighting? With such a big movement, the strength of both fighting parties should not be underestimated. Zoro was the first to notice it and said doubtfully. Nami is gone, she is not in the room. Kanis, who was in the same room with Nami, said hurriedly without seeing Nami. Amber isn't here either, said the sharp-eyed Chopper. Both of them are not here. They must have gone on a secret date, and then they met a powerful enemy and got into a fight. That's why there was such a big commotion, huh? Perona rubbed her eyes and said angrily, she haven't slept enough yet. It's all that stupid captain's fault. A secret date at night. That would be really cool. Frankie said excitedly while making pervert movements. Hearing the word, date, Robin's expression became a little disappointed, and he actually didn't bring himself. Well, are we going to help? Canis asked worriedly. This kind little angel always cares so much about his partners. Don't worry. That idiot captain is very strong despite nothing else. Coupled with his ability to immune to death, Marine Admiral is no match for him. Perona yawned and said casually. Perona is right. Don't worry about Amber and the others. Zoro finally made the final decision. ... The huge ball hit the ground and deformed instantly, leaving behind a hill 100 meters high. It seems that I've been too harsh. Seeing Amber, who had been silent for a long time, Fujitora smiled and sighed, preparing to move the hill. Boom. Boom. At this moment, a blue thunderbolt broke through the soil and flew out. Your Excellency is really too strong, and you are still intact like this. Fujitora exclaimed with a smile. It's just a fluke. It's just a fluke. Uncle Yishao's move is still very painful. I have one last move. This is my strongest attack. If you really can't stop me, you can just say it and I'll stop immediately. Amber knew what Fujitora was talking about with a smile, that is, summoning meteorites. This is enough power to destroy the world. The destruction of the dinosaur world was due to the fall of a meteorite. Of course, Fujitora shouldn't be able to summon such a big meteorite with a smile, but summoning a meteorite hundreds of meters high is enough for Amber to drink a pot. I'm ready, Amber said solemnly. Fujitora smiled and tightened his grip on the knife, then swung it quickly, shooting a circle of light toward the sky. This uncle, what is he going to do again? Nami, who was frightened by Fujitora, couldn't help but become nervous. Soon, the whole sky began to brighten. What's going on? Isn't it night now? Meteorite, are you kidding me? Can Amber survive under that kind of thing? A huge meteorite with a diameter of 100 meters broke through the atmosphere, fell rapidly, and hit Amber. Thunder God, how on earth are you going to deal with it? Fujitora murmured with a smile. The friction between the meteorite and the air produced a terrifying high temperature, instantly turning the entire meteorite into a great fireball. Amber looked directly at the meteorite, smiled faintly, and then crossed his hands in front of him to protect his head. Bang! The meteorite hit the ground hard, and the huge shock wave blew away the 100-meter high hill and wreaked havoc on everything around it. Chapter 96: The Prelude to the War. Interesting for you. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 764. 191. 255. The impact of the meteorite left a huge crater of nearly hundreds of meters, and the impact range covered 1/3 of the island. Fortunately, Amber and the two set the location of the bed in advance near the coast far away from the town, causing any personal injury or death. It's terrible. Amber should be able to hold on. Nami, who ran far away, said in shock. It seems that I lost this bet. Fujitora, who was standing not far away, smiled and slowly put away the knife, and said regretfully. If you say that, is Amber okay? Nami said in surprise, then looked into the pothole. In the center of the pothole, Amber was standing there as if nothing had happened, but her clothes were in tatters. Amber jumped up, and Nami couldn't wait to jump into Amber's arms. Amber, I'm so worried about you. Don't worry, I'm fine. Amber comforted. Then he looked at Fujitora and smiled. Uncle Yishao, it seems that I won the bet between us. I feel your determination. I am not a loser. From now on, I will officially join your team. Let me see what kind of world you will create. Fujitora said with a serious smile. Welcome. Amber smiled at Fujitora and extended her hand. Thanks. Fujitora smiled and was stunned for a moment, then shook hands with Amber. ... Amber and others finally returned to the Thor. Captain Stupid, tell me honestly, what did you and Nami do last night? Did you secretly go on a date without telling us? Perona asked Amber and Nami righteously as soon as she came up. Ouch. Perona, don't talk nonsense. Nami blushed and retorted. Yes, we went on a date last night. Perona, why are you so concerned? Do you want to go on a date with me too? Amber admitted it outright and even teased Perona. Stupid captain, who also wants to date you. Perona was so angry that she couldn't even speak. Hey, who is this uncle? Chopper looked at Fujitora, who was sitting leisurely cross-legged, and smiled, and asked doubtfully. You just discovered it. Amber complained speechlessly. This uncle's name is Fujitora Yishao. You can call him Uncle Yishao. He is a very powerful man. He will be our new partner from now on. You all heard the noise on the island last night. That noise was me. I made it through a discussion with Uncle Yishao. He has the same level of combat power as Admiral. Admiral, same level. Everyone shouted in surprise. Hello everyone, I'll give you a smile. Please take good care of me in the future. Fujitora smiled and greeted politely. Hello, welcome. Everyone also expressed their welcome in a friendly way. Is there a sword in this? Are you a swordsman too? Zoro noticed Fujitora's smiling cane and asked curiously. I can indeed use the sword. Fujitora smiled and answered honestly. We can compare notes in the future. Zoro said with fighting spirit. I'm looking forward to it too. Everyone has a familiar temperament, and Fujitora Yishao is a new crew member personally recruited by the captain. Fujitora Yishao is very approachable when not serious and can make jokes from time to time. There is a strong sense of isolation between them. It will disappear soon. With the addition of Fujitora Yishao, the high-end combat power of the Sky Shadow Pirates is no worse than that of any four emperors group. Now the only difference is the mid to lower level combat power. There is only one pirate group under the Sky Shadow Pirates, the Giant Bear Pirates, which Amber conquered last time on the Fishman Island, and was sent by Amber to come to the New World first. Doesn't Dressrosa have a group of younger brothers that can be conquered? There is one more reason to kill Brother Ming. Amber, where are we going now? Nami, a navigator, asked. Next target, Dressrosa. Dressrosa, young master. The subordinates in the betting island sent back news that someone deliberately caused damage to our casino. Torbal was reporting the latest news to Doflamingo. The veins on Doflamingo's forehead popped out, obviously extremely angry. Who is it? How dare you deliberately cause trouble on my territory? The news says. Torbal hesitated. Say. Doflamingo shouted loudly. It's Thor. It's him again. Very good. Very good. It seems that he is really determined to go against me. Doflamingo had a crazy smile on his face. Young master, there's one more thing. Go on. Thor's ship changed course and came towards Dressrosa. According to the route map, they came straight towards us. Thor, very good. You actually dare to come. Young master, should we evacuate Dressrosa first? Torebel said hesitantly. Thor's record is really terrible. Even the Marine heroes and Marine Admiral couldn't keep him. Are you afraid that I won't be able to defeat him? Doflamingo said with a gloomy look. How? Possible. The young master possesses Conqueror's Haki, how could he lose to such a person? Torebel said confidently, but his confidence was obviously insufficient. As long as the other party dares to step into Dressrosa, I will definitely let him die first. Have all the cadres been summoned back? Everyone who can be recalled has been recalled. Very good. Doflamingo then fell into deep thought for a long time and took out the special phone number to contact four emperors Kaido. New World, Wanokuni. A 6-meter-tall strong man with huge horns was drinking from a gourd. This man was none other than Kaido of the Beasts, one of the New World 4 emperors. Joker is such a loser. He's just a young boy. He's so scared that he wants to ask me for help. Kaido said angrily as he hit a hill with his Hachiji. The most important thing is that he dared to threaten me, saying that if he died, no one would provide me with goods. A mere clown actually dared to threaten me. I was so angry that I wanted to kill him. After a while, Kaido sobered up a little after a drunken binge. A tall and burly man was called and ordered, Jack, Joker can't die now. Go and help him, kill that brat named Thor, and teach Joker a lesson by the way, so that he can calm down for lousy. Quote. Yes, Captain. The tall figure named Jack responded respectfully. A fierce battle will take place in Dressrosa. Chapter 97 Trafalgar Law. A yellow submarine-style pirate ship. As the news you got true. Trafalgar Law said excitedly. Captain, according to the news from XXX, the 5th Emperor of the Sea, Thunder God Amber's Sky Shadow Pirates are indeed moving towards Dressrosa's route. The pirates of the Heart Pirates responded quickly. Why did Thor go to Dressrosa? How did he get involved with Doflamingo? Or how did Doflamingo provoke Thor? Luo started talking to himself. Since escaping from the Don Quixote family, Luo has been planning to avenge Doflamingo in order to avenge Mr. Corazon. He trained hard and developed the fruit ability, but after 20 years, he is still no match for Doflamingo, and the strength gap is still very large. In order to take revenge, he had to think of using the power of others. In the past few years, he has been monitoring the Don Quixote family while looking for suitable candidates for alliance, but there has never been a suitable candidate. There is no need to form an alliance if you are too weak, and others will look down on you if you are too strong. Even if you join his army, you are not willing to offend Doflamingo for Luo, because behind Doflamingo is one of the 4 emperors, one of the strongest creatures in the world. Called Kaido of the Beasts. 2 years ago, Thor suddenly emerged and set off huge storms in the first half of the Grand Line, which attracted Luo's attention. When the news that Thor defeated Crocodile came out, Luo wanted to form an alliance with Thor. Unfortunately, Thor's rise was too fast. Later, there was news of a draw with Admiral and the massacre of celestial dragons. Under the nose of Marine's top combat power escaped gracefully. At this time, Thor can kill Doflamingo alone. Does he still need to form an alliance with you? So Luo wisely gave up this fantasy and continued to look for other characters. Unexpectedly, today I suddenly got news that Thor was going to Dressrosa. This news made Luo fall into deep thought for a long time. Doflamingo might die in the hands of the God of Thunder this time, so wouldn't he never be able to take revenge personally? In the end, Luo had to make a decision that went against his ancestors. He called all the members of the Heart Pirates over and told him his decision. The members of the Heart Pirates were very surprised, but in the end they all decided to support their captain. In the New World, the Thor is sailing on the route to Dressrosa. If it is not a particularly urgent matter, Amber still does not want to fly, otherwise the fun of adventure will be lost. Nami, how many more talents do we have in the end Dressrosa? Amber asked Nami. According to our speed, it will take about half a month. Nami replied, Captain, I would like to ask, why are you so obsessed with Shichibukai? As far as I know, 2 Shichibukai have died in your hands. Fujitora, who was sitting cross-legged next to him, asked with a puzzled smile. Uncle Yishao, do you think it is good or bad that the world government gives those pirates the power to rob and kill in order to check and balance pirates? I think this is the worst move the world government has ever made. The two then talked about the shortcomings of the Shichibukai system and the harm it caused. Amber revealed what she knew about Sand Crocodile, Gecko Moria and Doflamingo's crimes. As for her baby Hancock's robbery of a passing merchant ship, Amber kept silent because Amber is such an extremely selfish, double-standard person who uses all means to achieve her own goals. For your own desires, you actually control the people of a country. Fujitora smiled and became very angry. Such a person should be sent to hell. If first join Marine, the first thing I should do is to abolish the Shichibukai system. Amber shook her head. Uncle Yishao, you have only seen the surface of the matter. What's the use of abolishing the Shichibukai system? It is just one of the many evils of world government. Only by overthrowing world government can this absurdity be completely ended. Policy. Captain, you are right. This kind of evil existence should not exist in this world. Fujitora smiled and said indignantly. Amber, there is a strange pirate ship ahead. Nami, who was checking the surrounding sea, interrupted the conversation between the two. Oh, who could it be? Amber strangely ran to the bow of the ship to check. I saw a yellow submarine suddenly appearing in the water directly in front of the Thor. Yellow submarine. Why is it so familiar? I seem to remember whose pirate ship came. It was him. After thinking about it for a while, Amber finally recalled it. I saw the yellow submarine opened a door, and a man appeared, holding a flag in his hand. The flag said, "We have no ill intentions. We have important matters, and we hope to come on board to discuss it." Amber, do you want them to come up? Nami asked. With our strength, what do we need to be afraid of? Even if a Four Emperors comes up, we can defeat him. Amber said casually. After receiving a reply of agreement, the yellow submarine slowly approached the Thor and set up a ladder. Who are you? What's important? Amber didn't talk nonsense and asked directly. A man wearing a white hat, earrings on his ears, and holding a big sword stood up. Master Thor, we are the Heart Pirates. My name is Trafalgar Law, and I am the captain of the Heart Pirates. It's indeed him. Amber thought to herself. Before I tell you what our purpose is, may I ask a question first? As the Master of Thunder going to Dressrosa to start a war with Doflamingo? That's right. That B************** D Doflamingo actually dares to provoke me. I definitely can't let him go. The pirates of the Heart Pirates looked at each other and then bowed in unison. Please take us with you. Why? I don't think you can do anything to help me. Amber said, pretending to be confused. Thunder God Master, as long as you can bring us with you, I am willing to lead the Heart Pirates to join the Sky Shadow Pirates. Luo said firmly. Oh, so determined. Can you explain why? Then, Luo told about his grievances with the Don Quixote family and Corzone's kindness to him. I must kill Doflamingo with my own hands before I can sacrifice Mr. Corzone's spirit in heaven. Therefore, Mr. Thunder God, please take me with you. If you want it, then come. From now on, you will be the first fleet of my Sky Shadow Pirates. Chapter 98 Don Quixote Family Crusade 1. After half a month of sailing, the Sky Shadow Pirates finally arrived at their destination, Dressrosa. Relying on the heaven-defying perception range of the Amber Heart network, they successfully avoided the Don Quixote family's henchmen. The group put on disguises and infiltrated Dressrosa. Thunder God Master, since you have already arrived at Dressrosa, why don't you attack directly and kill all the Don Quixote family? Luo asked eagerly. After waiting for 20 years, the hatred in Luo's heart has almost reached its limit. Now he finally has a chance to take revenge, so he is so eager. The captain decides when to launch an attack. Zoro reminded lightly from the side. Hug, I'm sorry, I overstepped my bounds. Luo also quickly realized his rudeness and apologized quickly. It's okay. Lion and Botu, use your full strength. No matter what kind of opponent we face, we can't take it lightly. Even if our team's strength has completely surpassed the Don Quixote family, if we attack rashly without understanding the opponent, it's still easy to overturn. See those toys on the street? Amber pointed at the dolls that were hard at work. How strange. Why are there moving dolls here? I have never seen such a thing. Perona said in surprise. Are they all like robots like Frankie? How cool. Chopper's eyes glowed with golden light. Chopper, I'm not a robot, I'm a cyborg. Frankie corrected Chopper, then his expression became serious. These toys don't look like robots at all. There is no mechanical device inside at all. They are clearly the same structure as ordinary toys, so why do they move on their own? This is not scientific at all. When everyone was confused, it's devil fruit. Amber unlocked the answer. That's right. The only one who can turn inanimate objects into the same as living ones is devil fruit, who has all kinds of strange abilities. Frankie had a look of realization on his face. Actually, these toys were once transformed into living humans with flesh and blood. What? Everyone exclaimed. There is a cadre named Sugar in the Don Quixote family, and she is the culprit of everything. Sugar is the person with Paramesh's childlike fruit ability. Her ability is to turn everyone she touches into dolls. Because of the side effects of the childlike fruit, even though she is an adult, she still looks like an 8-year-old girl, generally. She often uses her appearance to make the enemy lower their guard, and then takes the opportunity to turn that person into a doll. We must be especially careful about her in this operation. Knock her out as soon as we encounter her. Don't show any mercy. Quote. Amber warned solemnly. The families of those toys must be very sad. They will search all over the world for their lost family members. Kind-hearted Connus said distressed-edly. But no, because they won't remember at all. The ability of the childlike fruit not only affects the doll, but also affects the people who are related to the doll. Once a human is turned into a doll, everyone who remembers him or her will lose relevant memories. This is so terrible, Nami said in disbelief. So, the entire country here lives under the control and deception of Doflamingo. Only by completely defeating Doflamingo can this country be liberated. Amber stared at the bright sunshine in the sky and said righteously. I will also help you. Yi Xiao clenched his fists, looking extremely angry. After watching it for so long, it's time to come out. Mr. Soldier. Amber said calmly into the dark corner. Pa, pa, pa. A one-legged doll soldier jumped out. I thought I hid it well, but I didn't expect you to find it easily. Who are you that dare to say you want to defeat Doflamingo? The doll soldier asked doubtfully. We are the Sky Shadow Pirates. Amber replied. What, is it the pirate group of Thor, who is known as the Fifth Emperor of the Sea? The toy soldier said in shock. Even after he was turned into a toy, he still had the habit of reading newspapers, so he naturally knew the reputation of Thor. Mr. Soldier, I see that you are also a victim. Tell me your story. The toy soldier thought for a moment. Okay, but this place is not safe. Come with me. Then the toy soldier took everyone back to his footing. My name is Cyrus. I was originally the army commander appointed by King Liku of this country, but I failed to fulfill my duties because I was too weak. At the same time, I am also the daughter of King Liku, Princess Carlot's husband. Originally, this country was a very peaceful country. Under the leadership of King Riku, everyone lived an ordinary and happy life. Until one day 8 years ago, Doflamingo came to this country with his men. I was turned into a doll too. Cyrus slowly told his story. What is Doflamingo's purpose in turning you into toys? Punishment. But for those who have lost their memory, this will not serve as a deterrent at all. Nami asked confused. Cyrus was also a little confused. Because he needs someone to work for him sleeplessly, haven't these people turned into toys become his best labor force? Amber replied. But what on earth is Doflamingo doing that requires so much labor? Doflamingo has a close relationship with Kaido of the Beasts, one of the 4 emperors. He produces artificial devil fruit for Kaido and helps Kaido build an army composed entirely of zone-powered people. Amber briefly introduced the relationship between Doflamingo and Kaido. Isn't it just a Shichibukai? Why is it connected to the 4 emperors? Why didn't you say it earlier, you idiot captain? Perona said excitedly while holding her little head. The meeting with the 4 emperors will happen sooner or later, there is no way to avoid it. Amber said calmly. Tell us some information about the Don Quixote family. Okay. Cyrus was also startled by the name 4 emperors, then he realized what he was saying and continued. In addition to the sugar you just mentioned, Don Quixote family also has. Cyrus briefly introduced the members of the Don Quixote family and their respective abilities. Leave it to me to deal with Doflamingo, and you can choose the opponent you want to fight for the rest. Chapter 99 Don Quixote Family Crusade 2. Now that she knew all the information about the Don Quixote family members, Amber decided to attack directly. Is it really okay to attack directly without a plan like this? Don't underestimate the Don Quixote family. Cyrus said eagerly. You underestimate us too much. In the face of absolute strength, any fancy plan is just the icing on the cake. Amber light Kaido. As a thank you for the information you provided, we will try our best to attract the attention of Doflamingo in the King's Heights. You will take the helpers you can find to break into the toy house and liberate the people who have been turned into toys in this country. Frankie, Perona, Chopper, can you please help Cyrus? With his toy body, his combat power is basically negligible. Don't worry, leave it to the Super Me. I guarantee the mission will be completed. Frankie waved his arms and said proudly. I will follow in Boss Frankie's footsteps. Chopper raised his little hand in a nondescript salute gesture. Disgusting. Why do you want me to do such a thing? Perona looked disgusted, but did not express any objection. Because this is everyone's trust in you. You are so beautiful and smart. Only with your help can this matter succeed. Amber rarely praised Perona. Oh, am I as good as you say? But since you said so, then I can only do it once if I can do it. Perona covered her face and said narcissistically. Cyrus, this country is your country after all, and you still have to rely on yourself to save the country. I understand. Thank you very much for your help and your companions' help. I will never forget your great kindness. Cyrus bowed deeply and said gratefully. Amber, how are you going to attract Doflamingo's attention? Nami asked confused. Since we want to attract attention head-on, there is nothing more useful than directly declaring war. Cyrus suddenly remembered something and said, by the way, there is a female killer in the Don Quixote family. She is Princess Violet, the second daughter of King Riku. In order to protect King Riku's life, she was forced to join the Don Quixote family. Quixote pirates, please show mercy when you encounter her. There is also a woman named Baby5. She is a user with the Paramesha weapon fruit ability. She has a strange personality that cannot refuse other people's requests. You can instigate her to become ours. Amber suddenly interjected. Everyone looked at Amber dumbfounded. Idiot Captain Carrot, you are still a scumbag. Perona looked at Amber with contempt. Everyone nodded in agreement. Amber has black lines all over her head. Then everyone took off their disguises, divided their troops into 2 groups, and began to set off. Amber led the main force on the road to the King's Highlands openly, but was inevitably discovered by Doflamingo's spy. King's Heights, Don Quixote family stronghold. Doflamingo was sitting on the main seat, with Violet standing beside him. Young master, it's not good. Torrebel hurried into the hall. What happened? Doflamingo asked casually. Thor appears in Dressrosa. What? Doflamingo stood up immediately in surprise. Where is Thor? Violet, show me now. Doflamingo ordered Violet next to him. Yes. Violet immediately walked to the balcony and started using the ability of the staring fruit. Thunder God is on his way here. Not only Thor, but also all members of the Sky Shadow Pirates are here. Violet lied to Doflamingo. Her glaring fruit could see any place in Dressrosa that she wanted to see. Naturally, she also saw the actions of the Sky Shadow Pirates dividing their forces to go to the toy house. Thor, that B***********D is actually here. How did this B*********D sneak into Dressrosa? What does the reconnaissance team do for food? Doflamingo said viciously with veins popping out on his forehead. Young master, the reconnaissance team has indeed been patrolling the surrounding waters, but there is still no trace of the God of Thunder. Forget it, now that he's here, don't even think about leaving alive. I've prepared a big gift for him. Brew. The phone on the table suddenly rang. What's the matter? You can tell from his tone that Doflamingo is in a very bad mood right now. Hello, Doflamingo. Glad we meet again. There was a voice on the phone that made Doflamingo always hold a grudge. Thor. Doflamingo said through gritted teeth. Yes, it's me. You should still remember what I said last time. Wash your neck and wait for me. I will come and kill you. Amber said teasingly. Thor God, don't be too arrogant. Do you think you can defeat me? Isn't it? Can you still make waves? Amber said disdainfully. Don't you always believe that the strong are respected and the weak are trash and should be allowed to be manipulated by the strong? Then why don't you just stick out your neck and wait for death when you meet someone stronger than you? For example, Kaido, and at this time I never thought that one day, Doflamingo, would be looked down upon like this. Very good, Thor, come if you dare. I want to see who wins. Okay, I'll make it happen for you. After saying that, there was a busy tone from the phone bug, and it was obvious that Thor had hung up the phone bug. B************D. Thor. Doflamingo crushed the microphone in his hand. Notify all cadres to come to King's Heights immediately. Yes, young master. Torrebel took the order and went out. Seeing the extremely angry Doflamingo, Violet, who had never seen him like this before, couldn't help but be surprised. It seems that the pressure brought by Thor has made him feel afraid. This might be the best chance to defeat the Don Quixote family, and with Thor's reputation, defeating Doflamingo wouldn't do the country any harm. Single quote. Amber's side has finally reached the foot of the King's Heights. It seems that Amber's plan has been successful. Frankie's side should be able to proceed smoothly. Robin said with a smile. Then we start attacking next. Nami took over. Yes, Uncle Yishao is responsible for supporting, and the others can attack at will. Yes, Captain. A large group of Don Quixote family pirates armed with weapons appeared in the distance. Thor is right there. Stop them. Kill. The space is filled with noise. God's punishment. A dazzling thunder and lightning fell from the sky. Chapter 100 Don Quixote Family Crusade 3. Selena Gomez posts powerful bikini then and now. More. 548. 137. 183. Boom. Thunder and lightning struck the group of pirates, turning all the surrounding pirates to black and falling to the ground. Other members also shine. 36 troubled phoenixes. Desert sword. Shadow rain. 16 rounds of flowers bloom. In just a few seconds, all the thousands of pirates who came were knocked to the ground. Is this the strength of the Sea Emperor? It's too strong. We are no match at all. Run. The remaining pirates fled in all directions. Toy house. Another group of people encountered Senor, who was responsible for guarding the gate, and Frankie was left alone in the end, and the two started a one-on-one duel. The two men fought hand to hand, leaving both sides scarred. Why, you can obviously dodge the move just now, why do you have to resist it? Senor said to Frankie in confusion. Aren't you yourself too? You've been hit by the same trick 30 times. How about deceiving children? When someone tries to persuade you to drink in a tavern, as a dignified man, can you take the cup back? I will bear all your attacks and defeat you. This is my tough guy style. Frankie laughed heartily. This was a real battle between men. I'm almost at my limit, are you almost there too? Then let's use the last move to decide the outcome. Senor crossed his arms and said calmly. I think so too. After the two of them fought the last move, Senor fell to the ground. What a shame. What on earth did you think of to make you cry like this, brother? Frankie reached out his hand to wipe away Senor's tears. If we can meet somewhere in the future, let's talk while drinking. About the woman named Luthien. The remaining people went deep into the underground factory. Chopper turned into a human form. Perona kept sending out negative ghosts, and with the assistance of Cyrus and the small humans, they quickly eliminated all the enemies along the way. But this was not enough. Doflamingo arranged nearly 1,000 troops, plus his confidant Torbal to guard beside Sugar. When everyone arrived at the depths of the factory, Sugar had been tightly protected. The Sky Shadow Pirates, I didn't expect you to be so cunning, you would actually come here for a sneak attack. Drag Bull said angrily. There is no need for morality to deal with villains like you. Perona's fierce counterattack. Then go to hell. FK me. Thousands of thugs rushed forward with weapons. Chopper took out the blue wave ball and swallowed it in one gulp, then transformed into a monster form more than 10 meters tall. His hand was covered with armament Haki, and he hit the ground with a hard blow. The strong shock wave knocked the villains away. You are so weak. Chopper, in his monster form, said in a scary voice. No, we have become stronger. Our training was not in vain. Now you are the only one left, slug. A-hole, don't underestimate me. I'm a senior member of the Don Quixote family. But Amber said you are the weakest among the cadres. How dare you insult me? Go to hell, sticky launcher. Torrebel raged and squirted out a load of disgusting goo. You're so disgusting. Perona hurriedly avoided it. Even if she was a spirit now, she still couldn't get through the psychological hurdle. Huh, where's that raccoon cat? Chopper disappeared at an extremely fast speed the moment he fired the slime. You idiot, it's behind you. Sugar quickly reminded. Nani. Torbal was shocked when he realized there was a huge figure behind him. Late. Chopper's huge palm was covered in military color and he slapped it down hard, covering Torbal's entire body. His trick of pretending to be fat was useless. Bang. The huge palm slapped the ground, causing violent vibrations. Chopper retracted his palm, and Torbal rolled his eyes and fainted. Torbal. Sugar shouted in horror. You're the only one left now, little sister. Perona floated in front of Sugar and said playfully. You are the little sister, and your whole family is the little sister. Sugar hates being called young, so she said angrily. Turn me into a toy. With that said, he stretched out his hand to Perona. The hand passed directly through Perona's spirit body. Little sister, I am not an entity, you can't touch me. Negative ghost. Perona waved her hand, and a little ghost passed through Sugar's body. Sugar immediately fell to her knees, frustrated. I'm a little lowly who can't grow up in 10,000 years. Why are others so big? I want to grow up too. I'm really sorry for everyone that I live like this. Perona took the opportunity to stuff the sleeping pill prepared by Chopper into her mouth, and Sugar immediately passed out. At the moment when Sugar was in coma, the childlike fruit ability was instantly released. All the people who were turned into toys in Dressrosa recovered their bodies at the same time, and their relatives and friends also recovered their related memories. Husband, it turns out you have always been by my side. You don't mind that I slept with Brother Wong for 8 years. After all, I don't remember you. How could it be? My dear, of course I forgive you. A couple hugged each other lovingly. Dad, you are finally back. It's been 8 years, thank you mother and son. The family of 3 was finally reunited. Quote. The same scene of reunion is played out in every corner of Dressrosa. It turns out it was all Doflamingo's fault. We have wronged King Riku. Doflamingo must pay the price. Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. After recovering their memories and knowing the truth, the crowd's hatred for Doflamingo completely broke out, and they began to crusade against the Don Quixote family. The pirates who were turned into dolls also joined the team. What? Sugar is in a coma. Doflamingo was furious after receiving the news. Sugar was his most important chess piece in controlling Dressrosa. It's Thor and his pals again. Okay, I got it. Doflamingo calmly hung up the phone. Violet's face turned pale next to him. Violet, can you explain? Didn't you say that all the members of the Shadow Pirates appeared in King's Heights? Why did Thor's companions appear in Toy House and knock out Sugar? Doflamingo slowly approached Violet and said with a gloomy expression. I don't know. Violet was frightened by Doflamingo's aura and hesitated. How dare you lie to me? Doflamingo grabbed Violet's neck and lifted her up. Ahem. Doflamingo, just wait. The God of Thunder will not let you go. Your reign in Dressrosa is completely over. Knowing that she couldn't escape, Violet simply broke the jar and threw it. Unexpectedly, Doflamingo did not break her neck, but threw her to the ground. You actually regard Thor as your savior. Ha, just watch carefully. Who will die between me and Thor? Then he took out the phone bug and contacted someone. The person on the other end of the phone is one of the 3 plagues of Beast's pirates, Jack the Drow, the legendary ship king, who was already hiding in Dressrosa. Originally, the cunning Doflamingo wanted to trick Thor, so he asked Jack the Drow to hide, but he did not expect that Thor had infiltrated Dressrosa at some point, causing Doflamingo's plan to abort. Under the King's Heights, all the cadres and members of the Don Quixote family have been beaten to the ground, and their strength levels are too different. There was only one Pika standing in front of everyone. You guys, as long as I'm here, you can't even think of going up here to find the young master. Pika said in a sharp voice. PFF'd ha ha ha. Amber couldn't help laughing when she heard this voice. Ha ha ha. Everyone also laughed. What the hell is going on with this voice? She looks so rough, but her voice is like that of a little girl. Ha ha ha. So funny. You are all going to die. Pika activated the fruit ability and began to fuse the surrounding stones, turning into a nearly 1,000-meter stone giant. Quote. This is too exaggerated. Even those sea kings look like little bugs in front of him. It's bigger than Amber's Susanoo move. Devil Fruit is really incredible. Everyone was surprised. No, it's far worse. This stone giant is just a bigger target. It's far different from Amber's move. Amber's move can withstand Admiral's attack. Zoro didn't know when he had drawn his sword, with the word, Wado, in his mouth. Zoro, what are you going to do? Do you want to split that giant in half? How is this possible? Nami said doubtfully. I have never chopped anything so big before, and I want to give it a try this time. Zoro, however, seemed very calm. Uncle Yishao, can I trouble you? Throw me in front of that giant. Zoro looked at Yishao and said. Then let me help you. With a smile, he pulled out the knife slightly. The knife exuded a faint purple energy, and an invisible gravity enveloped the surroundings. Boom. The ground where Zoro was standing cracked open, then flew off the ground and blasted towards the stone giant at extremely fast speeds. Zoro withstood the strong wind pressure and began to attach armament Haki to the sword, turning it into a black sword. 9 mountains and 8 seas form one world. When thousands of worlds are gathered together, they become small thousand worlds. This world is multiplied by 3, and there is no self. Zoro read a long poem. His hands began to rotate continuously, like a windmill, driving the surrounding airflow. The secret of the 3 sword styles. 1, 3, 1000, and the great thousand worlds. Zoro flew directly from Pika's waist and split Pika into 2 pieces.